We have such a good mentality, like through the tournament, even like the first week, second week, the whole tournament. The mentality we had, we cannot do anything. Okay, let's try just grind and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been two different experiences because today we had the crowd with us a little bit and we didn't have that against NIP, so that was quite nice. Nobody expected ENCE to be in the final. They are really unpredictable, so we definitely have to go home and study them a lot.
When I'm watching all the other opponents, Astralis is probably the only one I'm seeing such a good quality games that it's very hard to interrupt their game.
Really impressed with their composure as well. They've been playing like with ice in their veins. They've played some close matches and actually do comebacks against Liquid, comebacks against Na'Vi. So yeah, they definitely have everything they need to be a top team.
We don't feel the pressure that we're losing something. We just play round by round and keep doing our stuff and enjoying the game. And that's actually something I don't see other teams having fun so much.
The Danish people in the arena, of course, and the Polish people, they always bring like a really sick energy. So yeah, I'm just excited to play against ENCE, and I have a little like gut feeling they're gonna cheer for ENCE because they're the underdog and everybody loves like a Cinderella story.
It's gonna be like a huge task for us, but we have to believe in ourselves. We believe that we have a chance here in the major to the final, and we also have the chance to take the final. So let's go all the way.
Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Twister, the coach, saying we have a chance, let's go all the way, and the fans seem to agree. ENCE jerseys sold out in Katowice, every seat taken, and the last few premium and visitors are on their way to their seats as well. A packed crowd for what could be a fantastic grand final, and of course, I'm prefacing it with could be, because I truly do not know which ENCE and which Astralis are about to be walking onto that stage. I mean, if we look at the last 2 weeks, I know it's going to be a good grand final.
I mean, literally a month ago, ENCE was the 14th ranked team in the world, and you would have asked me coming into this match against Astralis then, I said, oh my God, we're going to be out of here in you know, probably record time today. But honestly, they stand a great chance. The way they've been approaching the vetoes is very smart, and the way they approach even the maps they don't play is super intelligent. They have very strong defaults.
I think one of the biggest strengths for ENCE is the foundation that they've built up as a team, right? It's a team that's been together now for a year, I believe, if not even more. They started at Cologne doing a great result. They came into StarLadder where they won a tournament for the first time, moved on to DreamHack Winter, I believe, where they also got another title under the belt. So they sort of moved up in the rankings, now finding themselves at the big stage at a major, having built a great and solid foundation. I think that's why it's so tough to beat these guys, because they have so much like know-how of how to play together, how to play from behind, and all that kind of stuff that is built into this strong foundation.
Do you think there's something to be said as well for the fact that they started as a 5, you know, February of 2018, and stuck with that 5? I mean, like this kind of not forcing a roster change when a result doesn't go your way. Do you think that's an ingredient?
It's definitely an ingredient in this whole thing, because you watch them and their communication and the way they move around the map and play off of each other is so strong. I mean, it's like a homegrown project that Natu has created, and he's put so much work into. Ironically, actually, I'm not sure if anyone mentioned it, he was a player on Astralis in like 2005.
Well, that is, oh, that's beautiful. Nice. the creator, founder, and essentially father of ENCE.
Yeah.
To play for Astralis before Astralis was Astralis.
Yes.
There you go.
World, huh?
Yeah, that makes sense, right, Jacob? And on the other side of things, we've said their name an awful lot, but Astralis are going to be stepping into this one. I actually want to move to the vetoes, because this is going to be interesting. You already were biting your tongue before, Sean, and now I'll let that word gobbledygook slip.
Yeah, what's so interesting about this veto is both the teams banned Cash, which is the same thing that happened when ENCE played Na'Vi, and they had it in them to float that Cash ban against Na'Vi and made Na'Vi ban it. I think they're going to do the same thing today against Astralis. It's on Donic made it seem like they're going to want to play a Cash. They're prepared for it. But no, they actually... So
they did it.
Astralis actually bans Cash. Now this is where ENCE actually has quite a few options. They could pick Train, Overpass, or Mirage, and I think they would stand a very good chance at beating Astralis on any of those maps.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I like the fact that they're coming into this one and willing to float cash, right? They know they're the underdog. They know they have to take a risk in this video in order to make sure that they get an edge. And they are picking Train, which is a map that they have looked very strong on. That said, though, we've seen Astralis played once in the tournament and they 16-0 Cloud9.
Yeah, but that isn't much. As in, of course, 16-0 is incredible. But we haven't seen too much from Astralis' Train. We haven't got a real litmus test for just how hot they are.
No, we haven't. And if you were to ask me who has a better Train, Na'Vi or Astralis, I would say Na'Vi 100 times out of 100, especially simple going off and getting both pistols.
Oh, okay, so they were given the choice, Dust 2, which we have seen some interesting ENCE games, actually some of their less successful games on Dust 2, and they were given the choice and chose to take it to Overpass as a third map. Dude, if I had to choose a second, like a map after Inferno that should be like a major third map, I think Overpass would be up there.
I think it's a very great map for ENCE as well. I think they're super happy with how this veto went down. They were able to float cast, they were able to pressure Astralis into allowing them to play Overpass as a potential third. ENCE have, as we say it sometimes, they won the veto game.
They definitely won this veto game.
You are going into a major final as an underdog with your permaban gone and Astralis is unbeaten 28-0 nuke out of the picture before you've even started picking. That's a dream.
And probably the worst map for ENCE in this major run is Dust 2. And that's not even played.
Wow, okay, we'll continue, but of course another fresh face that we need to introduce you to is Chad Sponge Birchall. He's over at his favorite machine. He's going to be breaking things down.
All right, it's only fitting that we have Train here. This is the map where it all started for ENCE on the run. They were down 7-0, and this is where they were able to bring the comeback against Big. I want to focus on one of the strategies they ran, and what I really want you guys to notice is these two smokes. These are constantly used throughout on the T side from ENCE, and it's their map choice. They're going to have to make these work. This is the round where they threw the opening smokes, they drew the attention, and they've actually gone back towards inside, which you can see right here for a dry hit. They have multiple variations with these smokes being used for them to allow him to hit bomb sites. Let's just take a look at another one. This was round 10 against Na'Vi. It was an eco round where they just upgraded some pistols and some armor, and they've gone fast onto the yard. Once again, these smokes are going to be used. This is just obscuring the vision, and it's very important for these smokes, and for Astralis to be able to stop these kind of attacks, Alex. So this is one that they need to shut down if they want to stop ENCE today.
I mean, yeah, these incredible rounds, every single individual from ENCE has had their moments, and Sergey definitely, Alexi B, X7, I think the list continues. Alu definitely has had his rounds, and I'm forgetting one. Who did I not list? How dare I?
I'm not. It's not ringing a bell. But they found themselves down in some serious holes throughout this event, and they always have managed to come back. Chad showed this one right here where they were down 7-2 against Na'Vi. They were down 0-7 against Big. They were down 15-7, I believe, or 15-8 against Liquid.
Guys.
I mean, they have so many comebacks.
You see?
Oh my God.
Apparently 2,500 people voted in this poll.
The memes have gone too far now.
Yeah.
Is it just dank social media memes? I think we're going to have to assume.
Or salty people that don't want anyone to get diamonds.
Yeah, that's probably a conversation in itself. But okay, so there's definitely, the fans have fallen for ENCE. They're under their spell. And I mean, you can understand why.
They're a crowd favorite. You go out there in the crowd, I promise you, this crowd is majority ENCE right now. So they definitely have the crowd working for them. And in past majors that I've attended, that's a big factor. I think the Cloud9 major, the fans really motivated them to get that.
I definitely think so too, and that's just another thing Astralis have to overcome, right? They're trying to rewrite history. They're trying to be the second team in history, winning back-to-back majors. Only Fnatic have done that so far. This is the best team to ever exist in Counter-Strike, and they're getting all the obstacles thrown ahead of them. The crowd is not with them. The fans are not with them. Partly we're not with them. We want to see Astralis lose at some point. We want to see them be human at some point. But in the end, right, Astralis have just been the best team for such a long period, and it's just impressive to see them keep winning and winning and winning.
Well, we'll find out if ENCE can put up a fight because, gentlemen, don't panic, but I think it might be time. It is grand finals time. The IEM Katowice CSGO Major Championship is about to reach its crescendo. We'll head over to the stage to get this party started.
going to be tough. It's going to be a long road, but this is what we love, and this is the reason why we do it. It's to play in those stadiums and these arenas.
It's going to be a great moment in my life, like an achievement of mine, because we are trying to get our family members to see what it's like to play on the big stage.
Certainly is. The first kill, though, goes the way of Flamey. Flamey's got another. Nubox is preoccupied. If he wraps in, they're both gone for an emo, and they're going to push it all together. Bomb's TP's got a swing. They know that Flamey. He gets an ace. Welcome to Spottic, everybody. It's the back of one of these angles, and it's down to Twist again. They know exactly where he is. He's going to land there. Shot. 32 kills to his name. He's going to add another one. And here's the crossfire. 20 seconds left. And Ali chipped in for a third and a fourth. ENCE have done it. They pulled off the upset.
And they go for the doors and the window.
Taco waits below it, though. Taco waits below it, and he holds!
When my world was my thoughts raced high. I was a dreamer. Time to be there.
Rez, he's playing this one so slowly. Feasibly stop this from getting done. Oh, he's picked up two. Looking for a third Lancing.
I've had so many different emotions in that arena. I've played so many big games in there. I've been so disappointed so many times in there, but I always have so good memories of it.
The symbol will be nailed down to 35 HP. He gets a double kill. He has the audacity to stick around.
And Alu's the anchor, and he certainly will hold fast now as he gets yet more.
He arrives just in the nick of time.
Sometimes you lose and sometimes you win, but you want to prove that you can keep staying on the top and play good CS even though everyone is aiming to take you down.
And first time on the major, we have nothing to lose here. We just have to show what we're capable of.
You miss family, you miss your friends, and therefore I also put so much emotions into it. This is everything for me. This is my life.
Oh, baby, yeah! It is a championship Sunday here in the Spodek. Who's ready for this? This is what we live for, because what I love to do on a Sunday is put my pants on, get hyped, and watch computer games. But this isn't just any computer game. This is Counter-Strike, the best esports on the planet, and this is the Intel Extreme Masters 2019 Katowice Major. And what a place. We are in 3 weeks of competition, and we are now at the pointy end. That trophy is going to be lifted in the next few hours. And the two teams that are battling it out, my word, do we have a storyline for you. On one side, arguably the best CS team ever to play this game in Astralis. Any Astralis fans? They are looking to do back-to-back majors. They've achieved a lot. They've never done that. On the other hand, you have the Cinderella story. From the closed qualifiers to right now, not just the biggest stage they've ever played on this year, but ever. And that is ENCE. Any ENCE fans? It's about the trophy. It's about being called champions. It's about bragging rights. between Denmark and Finland. So baby, let's get it on! Please welcome to the stage the first team, and that is Astralis! They have won everything recently, but you look into their eyes, you know that they want this as well. And if you check the form books, the betting, you would know they are massive favourites. But that's what's been against the next team all the way through this tournament. They are underdogs, but they are here to win. Please welcome to the stage. It's ENCE!
Easy for ENCE, 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 putte upperbelt. Miners Pageri haastaa legendaarisi. Nyt isot liigas niinku Roosberg. Suomalais rättii maailmanluokan kaliberi. 2 lasi maitoa ja 1 lasi piimää. Ei se kylpää ja ei se siittää.
Okay, here we go. We have got a grand final and a packed out Spodek so full. They are sitting behind the stage and watching it on screens back there. Respect to the lurkers. 1 million people at home watching. Let's get a grand final on. Who's winning this? Is it Astralis? Is it ENCE? One more time. Is it Astralis? Is it ENCE? It's time for a grand final. Let's get it on!
Yes, the concept, modern video games, competition, and yet this is one of the most ancient of all pursuits, to be the best. Humans have been trying to do it in every facet of life for as long as we have breathed air, and now we stand here in the Spodek, 10,000 in the stands. Million is the number being thrown around just yesterday in the semis, and now a major final which could perhaps deserve even more. The players now on your screens determine exactly how good this final will be, both Astralis and ENCE. Guys, there's a bit of a contrast here. We've got all ENCE in their seats already hitting the warm-up, and Astralis, they're having their convo.
They are preparing, right? They're making sure that everyone on the team knows exactly what to do when they're going up against ENCE. I promise you, Sonic has been staying up all night making sure that they know every single little detail about what ENCE can throw at them, and that's exactly what he's telling them right now, to be ready for those and those small tendencies that they can throw at them. Astralis is probably not only the best team to play the game, but also the best team at preparing for their opponents.
Without a doubt, Astralis is the best team to ever play, and they will cement that if they win today. But you cannot change an entire game plan within 24 hours over, for 3 maps, right? They didn't know if ENCE was going to pick Train, Mirage, or Overpass.
Right.
Surely Zonic put in some work for each map, but they can't drastically change their setups in such a short amount of time.
Our second map's Inferno. Of course, we'll talk about it when we get there, but they're on a pretty undefeated streak on that too. I think 14.
But so is ENCE when it comes to Train. ENCE have played Train 10 times this year and won all 10 times. They're unbeatable, basically, on Train so far. So Astralis would have to be the first team in 2019 to beat ENCE on Train if they want to go at least secure a 3 map at this major.
Wow, okay, so we've got undefeated records clashing on a grand final stage. I don't think you could ask for much more. Let's not forget Alexi B, 21 years of age, and yesterday saying we're going to break their record. That takes a whole lot of something.
I mean, he could even be talking about the fact that they haven't even dropped a map in 2 straight major playoffs.
Yeah.
10-0 in the last 2 majors when it comes to the playoffs. That's an incredible feat. I don't know how that's even possible. I mean, you're playing your opponent's best map pick 5 times, and you win every single time.
You just impervious to Counter-Strike. You just can't fall. You can't drop a map. We have seen them bleed once at this major, and that was on Mirage. No Mirage to be seen there.
No, and Astralis is by no means unbeatable. They just seem to be unbeatable, right? We've seen Renegades beat them. We've seen teams test them to the wire. MIBR did it yesterday. NIP did it in the quarterfinal. Of course you can beat Astralis if you're playing your best brand of Counter-Strike, but that's what is required from ENCE. They have to play the absolute best Counter-Strike that they have ever done if they want to stand a chance to beat Astralis in this final.
The craziest thing is the map that they dropped, they had a 12-3 lead on. It's not like, you know, they were down the entire map, went to overtime. Same thing in the last major. They were actually down 13-2. They managed to bring it to overtime. When these guys lose, it's still a close game.
When they are down, they are by far, far from out. ENCE are the same, though.
Yes.
You could say exactly the same, copy and paste that statement for both of the teams on this grand final stage. They've been down to huge deficits, and they have overcome them. Both teams have done this on multiple occasions, and Astralis versus ENCE is about to go down. Guys, you feeling it? You starting to get the Counter-Strike tingles? You ready?
I was ready ever since yesterday. That Na'Vi ENCE game, that was really getting me fired up, and I think today could be just as good.
Yeah, I'm so ready. OJ had the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. I'm so ready to see if ENCE can pull up the greatest upset in history.
Yeah, we've seen esports come close to Cinderella stories. We've seen impossible runs from all across the different stratosphere of games. We've seen TI champions from open qualifiers, and ENCE now in the Counter-Strike world look to challenge the Goliath. It's Astralis taking on ENCE. Their first major, Astralis looking to win them back-to-back. This is the juxtaposition. This is Astralis versus ENCE, and it is map 1. Henry, Sado, I know you're going to bring the noise.
We certainly hope so, Alex. It's grand finals time, ladies and gentlemen. ENCE take on Astralis. Make some noise! ENCE will start on the T side here. Astralis defending on the counter-terrorist forces. And it's a slow start here from ENCE. They go with the Brown Horse control, but there's plenty of CT presence there.
Certainly is. Already Xyp9x has rotated over. Dupree there as well. Bomb out toward Ivy, suggested that this will go to the outside site. Seven's got the first kill in the finals. Ariel's going to follow it up. Good start of the pistol for ENCE. Rotation required. The other three were the 3 on B. And Ariel still holding while the bomb will go down. Safely planning to hold from Ivy, so X7 needs to stay aggressive. Dupree winning the back lane actually gives them a chance to wrap in. Post plant loses a little bit of ground as a result. And don't forget that Xyp9x is alive in this. He can pull a rabbit from a hat at any occasion. Gonna try to pull one through the smoke. Second one down late. They've got great utility after the plant on the ENCE side.
Yeah, this is overwhelming now. Xyp9x trying to find any point of access to this point. I think they just have to say they have no kits, they have no utility. They have got 100 HP and 100 armor. So that means if they do force buy in the next round, at least they'll have helmets. They'll have a bit more to work with in that respect. But it's ENCE kicking things off with a bang here. They're going to find Dupree. Surely he goes down here. Indeed he will. A very clean round from ENCE as they win the T-side pistol. Just one player survives, and that's Xyp9x. A fast approach from main entrance towards Ivy. Smoke at the back of the bomb train and finding clinical kills as they make their way out. It's X7 who's had a fantastic tournament, joined by Ariel as well. These guys are deadly, and they put their best foot forward here in the first round. Will we see the force buy from Astralis? I doubt it. But with Xyp9x out of the armor, maybe they consider scouts and CZs. But I feel like they'll focus on the big picture stuff here as we have a slight timeout just to collect ourselves, work out what's happening here, as Astralis looks to take the full eco.
Won't need to worry too soon. We know how composed that Astralis can be, and are. Until Grand Slam winners won the previous major, this would give them a 3rd major title, tying them with Fnatic's record. And there's no signs of them slowing down either. That's the impressive part of the Astralis team, is that even while winning, there's no hints that anyone's clutching close behind. Liquid seemed to be the only team that might give them a run. IBR gave it a go yesterday, and perhaps with them back to a Brazilian and Portuguese-speaking lineup, there's something in that. But right now, this is as David and Goliath as it gets. ENCE out of nowhere to go against them.
They've got the perfect setup here as well. 2 SMGs, the AKs, and Alu's not slowing down, making his way towards Ivy. Cash in the bags, he gets the first kill. There's plenty of CTs out here, though. They've gone with a full outside stack, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down ENCE whatsoever. They've got themselves in a 4 versus 1. This round is guaranteed. There it is. So that was the full eco. Astralis will be buying up into this next round. They can afford the AWP, but it's Dupree that would have to buy it on the nose. He'd get no armor for himself, and I think they'll focus on the rifles here. And it will be 2-0. Can ENCE keep this up? I expect to see some sort of execution here. 5 players focusing on one area, sending that Mac 10 in first, a little behind it, and just trying to get the bomb down, get as many kills as they can. They actually have a bit of a disadvantage, I guess, in terms of firepower here. So they're going to try and get the bomb down, see what can be done. If they win this, they're in such a fantastic position. If they can get the bomb planted with 2 or 3 kills, that's also very good as well.
A bit more aggressive outside for Astralis this time. In fact, they burrow into Pop Dog. We've not seen them try and take that position, but Sergey, he's already got the Molotov down. Glaive, Dupree, he did. That's a huge Molotov to push Glaive back. If he ran out and there was no one else watching, he was dead. Glaive's going to be able to stay alive, all to the fact that Dupree found the double, and they hold off Pop Dog. Guns in their hand, we're going to see exactly what Astralis is capable of.
That's quite the statement, isn't it? We go into the first gun round there, and within a few seconds, everyone's dead on ENCE. No one has dropped on the Astralis side. It's just Alexi B now holding towards T-Sport.
But here's the thing with the start from ENCE. So far, it has been very quick. The pace on the pistol, the follow-up, and now this round, most of the action has happened about the 120 to a minute mark. They can slow this down. If they start to set that tempo and Astralis has to use the utility early, if that gets in their mind, they can dictate the pace.
It's always difficult to analyze these sections of the game itself because, yes, ENCE are using that momentum. They know they've got lesser weapons and Astralis won't be fully equipped with the incendiaries, maybe no helmets there. So they're trying to stay together, keep it very fast, but Dupree with a double spray down with that AUG, of course, towards the main entrance. He finds the bomb and all hell breaks loose. It's up to Alexi B now to see whether he can actually cause some financial damage. 35 seconds to do so. CT's have full control of the bomb, and he's just going to see if anyone's flanking his position.
Smokes down in front, won't be able to spot anyone yet, but Device, he knew where he was coming from. They could hear him inside. And there's the first round collected. Took about a minute further to find the last remaining player, but that's fine. They only lose 1 gun in the meantime.
So Alo can afford the AWP. He purchases that straight away. No problem for him to make that decision. They are going to force up around him. Mac 10, CZ. Money not as strong as you might think that. As we head into round number 4, Alo, he had a fantastic train performance in the game yesterday against Na'Vi, but he dropped off towards the end of the series. So hoping to see him set the scoreboard on fire here. His teammates going to require it. 1 pistol, 1 SMG, and they're making their way quickly out of the main entrance again. That pace continues, man.
Sergey all the way down, smokes off as well. They force him just to go back. Device, he's got a hold for the top of the bomb train, finds the one already at Sandwich, rotates it around. Astralis are ready for this. Absolutely, that's flawless. If they're going to run the fast pace, Astralis is absolutely ready for it. And you know what? I think it was a bit, I don't want to say predictable, but unsurprising that ENCE is doing this because they want to send a message early.
I would have thought they would allow Alo to at least explore what's happening there. They know that Astralis don't have the AWP right now. Maybe take advantage of that fact and see if he can get any picks. But you're absolutely right. They are so ready for this. How perfect is that round? It doesn't get much better than that. Round 5 has to be the eco. Presumably Astralis will take the lead. As we'll see now, just the Glocks and the Russian side. We discussed this all tournament long. Most teams focusing that inner bomb side because you're almost guaranteed a plum, but they're aware of it. They're playing up close and personal here. Device going with the first frag, nails it. Sergey goes down. I don't think you'll see a plum here.
Alo's still trying to find his way around the corner. The fact that they were running so quickly and that Zipic's got a flash in, but wasn't yet in position on Device's side. You could have caused concern for the AWP, not this time. 4 for Device. Device is going to be a problem for them. There's no question. Alu, he can't be slow at any point in this game. Yesterday, he had a few off moments, sure. He was huge in crucial late round, late game, big moments, but Device is going to be firing the whole time on that AWP, and they have to counter it.
Well, they won't be able to this round. It's going to be AK-47, so they're going to have to use utility to try and negate the AWP of Device. It's very powerful. Looks like everyone on Astralis is looking very, very sharp indeed. 3-2 on the CT side of train in the first map of this best of 3. This is the pick of ENCE. That's why they'll start on the T side. And Device, he's no longer towards the inside bomb site. He's holding outside. Dupree, presumably joining Glaive towards the hot dog room. A very common setup these days. Like to focus towards the main and hot dog area. And avoid any utility on the other side. The bomb stays down in T-spawn as ENCE go back into a more default setup there instead of a fast-paced gameplay outside.
Glaive still down below. And this is also a bit unsurprising. As soon as the money becomes a factor, they want to slow it down and solve Astralis because they couldn't overrun them as planned. Glaive is spotted as well on that jump, so it's not just he that's holding the angle. Now Alexi knows that he's down there. knows how far away he is now. That's not really wallable, but he is certainly trying to flirt with the crowd. Clay flirts back. Small amount of damage done to both Alu and Alexi.
Well, they've got the bomb towards inside here. You can see one player trying to fake them out towards Ivy. That's X7, gets the kill. 5 versus 4, they commit towards inside. This is looking very good for ENCE.
Oh, Alu just absolutely rocks Zipix. And he was forced off. He was so far back because they put so much pressure on Pump Dog. So ball down, Sergey won't relent. He goes all the way forward. Alexi catches Glaive. He knew specifically that they were going to try to go for the flank, but Dupree just wants to do economic damage at this point in time. 1 on 5. They've got money built up, surprisingly a great amount on Astralis already. And they want to punish ENCE.
He'll do what he can. $10,000 to his name. There'll certainly be a buy for Astralis going forward. We do sometimes see them rock the double orb setup on Train. It'll actually be Magisk, who's the secondary orb technically on this map alone. ENCE though, perfect round from them. Slow default. Trying to see if there's any aggression from the C team. He's sending 7 towards Ivy. He gets that all-important kill. It causes the rotation. And then Zipex at the very back of the bomb site. Nothing he could do. Alu with a lovely shot, the AK-47, guarantees the round. And they manage to take 4 players down with them. Dupree will survive. They start to adjust things. And I'm interested to see if Magis goes for that secondary orb. As Zipex is called for a tactical timeout here. Brilliant shot from Alu, covering the flanks. This is going to be a good game. These guys are ready to deliver on ENCE. The timeout's here. We go 3-3, and Device and Magisk are yet to buy, so that's why I feel like they're kind of considering the double orbs right now.
Slight issue. No one wanted to take any chances with even the slightest of FPS or any other issues, given this is a grand final. You don't get to play in these too often. I mean, I guess if you're Astralis, maybe you do, but for ENCE, certainly get this comfortable as possible, and that's a factor as well, because their mentality on this stage, it's a narrative you've heard all week long. They've never been on this stage. Alu's the only one. And they've come in now for 3 series and remained absolutely resilient all the way through. So rock solid, and take down mentally as well, not just by beating them in the server, but taking down Liquid and Na'Vi mentally. Now this is twice as hard against Astralis, and you gotta wonder, do they crack? Is there a point when they do? This is a whole different level of pressure.
Watching the clips from yesterday and just seeing how ice cold ENCE were after winning huge clutches against the likes of Simple, for example. They're such young players, but playing years above their experience. It's fantastic to see. And now we go 3-3. We're on the T side as well, so they're doing a great job so far. The unpause is coming through. It's only Device that has not purchased yet. Magis will not get the secondary orb. The Device, presumably he's got his. He certainly does. As we head into round number 7 here, Alu's back on his AWP as well. Sergey heading towards inside. Looks like more of a default here. Alu did get a chance to fire the first shot off towards main entrance, but nothing connects.
7 just making sure that they clear off Ivy before they even approach. It's a good read. Astralis does like to flash in. It's gonna go beyond Magisk though. They wanted to try and take it back, but he was perfectly positioned. That flash was just over his shoulder.
Yeah, he misses the Molotov and the flashbang, gets the kill, and now he falls back safely.
So Dupree this time the one to go up underneath of the ladder. Glaive's already rotated off. He's playing at B. He swings early, and it's all 5 there. Dupree, he's already up the ladder, is he not? He's just below. If he pushes now, he locks them in. Incendiary's gonna force them. They're gonna have to take damage for the Flames. Sergey gets through it, finds the kill, but it's now Dupree's turn to strike. Immediately behind Magisk. Smoke down, knows that they're pushing up. If they get him, they can actually wrap back through Zeke and Hector, but look at the amount of players that have rotated over from Astralis. They're not letting him go anywhere in aerial. It's a Surset finish to the round. There's no way he finds 4 in this occasion. He might get 1 through the smoke. It's a fortunate find, but immediately responded.
Considered one of the best anchors in all of CSGO. It's Zipex holding the inside bomb side there, perfectly positioned, and the enemies are pushed in towards inside as well. That play from Magis, they know they've lost information that side of the map. If he pushes towards T-spawn, they have to act very quickly. That's why they go focusing towards inside there. 5 versus 4, and running through the flames, you can see they got 1 kill upon entry, but Zipex, look at this positioning, it's so well played. Then he gets a kill for the smoke, no problem at all, and that denies the plant, so very well done. It is a reset technically, but they still have enough of 4 AK-47 to X7 on the map 10. Not a huge deal, can make that work as they send 5 players towards inner once more.
Just Zipex. Same play though, Dupree's underneath. Does it work twice? Zipex, wide side, they know he's there. They can
flirt with him. Shoulder peek, but he still finds it. Sergey!
Crazy.
Oh, he ran off the cliff. Gathering swine, he goes down. He was cratered because of the tag in the air. That was spectacular, but unfortunate. It's not exactly what you want to see on their side of things, because now, despite that they get Zipix, they're only left with 3 alive. Bomb is planted. Can they hold it? No flank this time. All 4 at the front of the site for Astralis. Money's still good. They can definitely make a case for going at this, and they will. Smokes in place, up the lane. Not on that side, not where Magisk is to find Aerial. Kits enough, it's down to just X7, and he's only got a Mac 10. Rifles away from him as well, they're already inside. He's gonna try and push through. He knows they're on the bomb, but he can't find. Can he? He might have time. He's got the knife, but he saves it.
That was too close for comfort there. I thought the knife might do it. He jumps through the smoke valiantly, gets the first Mac 10 kill. If he gets the backstab, if you get it right between the shoulder blades, it's an instant kill as well. That was a chance he pulls that one off. They're not meant to be. Zipx once again. He did so much damage there. It's the crater. Sergey didn't do anything wrong. He was just very unfortunate to take so much damage. Zipx with 2 kills essentially, and it will be 5-3. After that reset, it has to be the full eco now for ENCE. They'll take a bit of investment here. CZ's P250s, 1 Deagle. Hold on to about $2,000. Dupree looking to get up close and personal here on the AK. And taken down. He actually offers a rifle up there. This could get a little bit dicey for them.
Device swings, though. That's going to buy him some space because he already can hold off the reverse side of the alleyway. Nade in, followed up. Glaves went first. Device. Easy peasy at that point. Sergey will plant at least at B, so further money for ENCE. Astralis looking pretty comfy. They are far enough forward, though, that if Palu gets a headshot, and Sergey's able to at least get a trade. There's something in it. Hard part's getting rifles in the angles that they're playing, because it's going to be decently, or a decent amount of distance, I should say, between them and the kill. Palu's got behind them again, and lost to Sergey. He's too far removed at this point. Damage in. Does find one, but has to reload. They're somehow not putting him down yet, but Magisk will. And that'll be 6-3.
Pretty well done there from ENCE. They get a couple of kills. The bomb planted with PG-50s and Kevlar. The bomb down, they're going to have a ton of cash here. That's made us 3 kills. 6-3. Astralis in the lead on the CT side now. Alu with 5 kills. Really want to see him start stepping up the AWP. Train, he can get a lot done with that sniper rifle. Device sat on 8 kills right now. Everyone from Astralis looking very, very good indeed. But ENCE are holding their own.
And this is not unfamiliar for them. They've been down in a number of games early on and come back.
That's true.
Na'Vi had them at 7-2 and 7-1 at 2 different points in that series. Alexi trying to find some ground. X7 again will battle off with Magisk. This will be an ongoing duel between the two.
Yeah, it's a great battle as well. X7 so good with his timings. His individual skills got better and better as the tournament progresses. Ali flashed off towards main, unable to get any real information right now.
Backed off because the utility in place. X7's aware that they could sneak out. They've obviously scouted that, and I think most people have on Train. Device checks corner with the AWP, but still they bring Zipix over that direction. So he had the information that no one was there, but I'm surprised he doesn't rotate off of that.
Well, they're showing so much presence towards Pop Dog. They're comfortable at Ivy still, so might as well have a couple players towards inside. But X7 with the commitment, the flashback is spot on, but the shot isn't. Glaive ready for it. Takes him down 5 versus 4 once again against Glaive, who's looking to find a couple more though, but looks like his days might be numbered. The player right next to him, that's Ariel. He doesn't miss many shots. He'll take him down, but Zipx finds the bomb.
Finds the bomb is the key aspect, because now Alu has to find a kill, create space, and
What
get out!
else?
How does he jump off the ladder? It's so unpredictable. Sergey just absolutely confused and destroyed Dupree all in one motion, but Zipix will hold out against Alu. He managed to get the bomb back, but that's all. 7-3.
Very confident in their setup right now. Astralis looking almost perfect. An awkward moment towards Pop Dog. They looked like he almost glitched out, but it's because he's jumping off the ladder, attaching to it again, trying to make things as difficult as possible for the CT. He gets 1 kill, but such low HP, taken down quickly after that. Lost bonus starting to rack up now. They're the 4th stage on the T side, but they're 7-3 down. These rounds are going pretty quick. $3,000 per player. I would suggest they're going to take a partial buy here, and with the maximum loss bonus coming in after that, they can see what's available to them. There's actually a good chance of winning these sort of rounds, especially with the loss bonus getting to the 5th stage. You can get Deagle, you can get armor, you can get a few smokes, execute towards inside potentially and see what can be done. They'll take the time out now and work out how they'll operate in round number 11.
So off again. Save required, ENCE. I've gotten a number of bomb plants on this. 2 on rounds that they've won, 2 that have been diffused on rounds that they lost, which has also been in this sequence of 4 rounds against them, so that's been adding a little bit to the bonus. But in a couple of those occasions, specifically 2 rounds ago, it was desperate attempts. This isn't. X7 kill on Glaive cleanly, and he's got a gun picked up to go along with it, so an M4 to work with on the T side. Katowice as a response wants to try and take the corner at B. That allows the other 3 to stay on the A site.
Hot Dog's been such a problem for them. He had the good spawn, tried to take it on, and now they've got their second kill. But Zipex, he is an absolute beast right now. 3 more for him. He just keeps finding hat-trick after hat-trick. And it looks like Astralis are back on their feet, but not for long. 2 versus 2. HP pretty similar on either side. It's Device with the AWP though, but he still has 100 health and all of his utility. As we hit the 1 minute mark, ENCE are going to slow things right down and work out what the next move is.
Deagle to wait at hell if they walk back in. It's still 2. The M4 stays with X7. He's only on 25. He's gotten in a position to try and plant the bomb. Device is nowhere near enough to deny that. X7 wants to bait them out though. The longer he does that, the more chance he gives Device to rotate around. And Alu can't really counter that set angle. He can swing to trade, but he certainly would give Device a crack at it. Fortunately, dupreeh plays this smart enough. Goes over to check B, and because he's so far away, Device can't do anything. He's got to hold for his teammate to get back in play. Deagle won't find it. Alu goes down. X7 only has the 25, but again, he's the one that has the M4. They presume that he's gone to Pop Dog, and he knows exactly where Device is. He's sneaking in late as well. Time's on his side. Low HP finds dupreeh. Device gets off it, he plays the ladder so that the feet don't show it. He's pulling him away from the bomb. Each step further away, a better chance to win the round. Device, does he have time to get back?
It's going to be a close one here, Matt. This will be the eco victory, and ENCE have pulled it off. The bomb explodes. It takes Device down with it. And it's that fast Pop Dog play from X7. It gets him a rifle. It's the key to the round. Allows him to stop pushing towards IB, applying the pressure. And that's a big one for them. They've got plenty of cash in now. They haven't broken the finances just yet of Astralis, but maybe the morale. As we get into round 12 here, Alu back on the AWP. As Zipex currently set up 11 kills and 4 deaths here. He's having an absolutely amazing game. 3 kills in the last round. Wasn't quite enough though, I'm afraid. As the smokes and flashbangs are deployed outside, just to allow Alu to get in position and see whether he can find an aggressive CT towards Olof there.
dupreeh backs out of it early. Alexei, he's going to continue to hold this in default. And the default again is X7 toward Magisk. So repetition of battles early on. Change of play for Astralis. Magisk, he's got a much more powerful weapon this time to keep X7 at bay. Does require a bit more accuracy. VP will never die. They're legends in this arena for life. Ariel starts it, dupreeh down. That's exactly what they want. So slowing the pace has proved valuable because now Astralis is starting to get inquisitive. Vulgar curiosity, he walks in, no chance, and absolutely gets ripped off by it. No utility as well, by the way, for dupreeh to try and take a main.
There's that secondary orb of Mage's boy as well. Get the opening kill on the CT side. Back to a 4-on-4 it goes. You're absolutely right. They're waiting for that CT aggression to come through. Ariel has really impressed me on train throughout this tournament. He looks fantastic with the opening frags of that AK-47. Mage's in position to find kills towards main entrance though. Can it be done? Not quite connecting the shot. He is low as well, needs to be very careful here.
Gets forward, flash down, he still steps out. This time he's got it. Covered off nades, 2 further damage. He's barely alive, but he is, and that's the important aspect because his presence will hold them off from hell. Alu on the op in reverse does get Glaive back, but not before he can get the bomb away. Luckily, they got it back. 8 seconds, it's gone, it's on the ground. Alu's got to stay alive. Missed shot. An awkward standoff in the middle of the site, but they'll wait. They want the time to expire. They want to kill him afterwards, and they will. No money for Alu.
No money at all. That's very smart stuff there from Astralis. A lot of teams be tempted just to rush around after he fired the shot, get the trade, make sure he can't do anything more, but they wanted to run that timer down, If you die after the round time expires, you get no money into that next round. Luckily, Alu had a bit of residual cash. He has 1,200 still, but they are going to take a pause at this stage. I see Astralis the caller as they work out what their opposition will have in round number 13. If you are just joining us, it's the first map of this best of 3, the grand final of the IEM Katowice CSGO Major 2019. It's Device back on the org, and Majors will hold on to the AWP for now. To ENCE, they're at first stage loss bonus. Everyone hovering around $2,000. If they force buy this one, there won't be a lot to work with. If they take a full eco, they'll at least get AKs and armor and smoke into the next round, but there won't be an AWP, that's for sure. So how do they approach this situation? CZ armor purchased by Alexi B. All the others join him. That's pretty much a force buy. Indeed they will. They're going for this one. So far with just one smoke. Now make it 2. Not a lot there on the table. We'll see what they can make of it. One smoke towards connector, and Italy once again waiting for the aggression towards the main entrance position.
Lexi still in the corner. He caught them off. Nade in, and he still found the headshot onto Dupree. Gets away with the M4 again. Same position they lost it last time, Pop Talk, but he's already tagged down to 26 this time. McGlaive, he wants to punish them back. Ooh, he starts to, but he nearly gets caught off Device. That was under him. He jumped, and Device somehow got the shot underneath, and they'll keep themselves perfectly composed. That should come as no sort of surprise. I mean, that's so solid that they're easily able to work off of each other, even in panic situations.
The outside hole is just looking so sharp. All of a sudden, they lose the first pick, but then a flurry of frags come in from absolutely nowhere. It's so good to watch, and that's ENCE punishing that Pop Dog aggression once more. They get the opening kill with the CZ. They find the rifle, but before they have even a chance to reload it, everyone's gone down, and that was the force buy as well. So ENCE will have to take the full eco and see what they can do with round number 15. Glocks, 1 Deagle, 1 flashbang. Once again heading towards inside and seeing if they can punish the fact that Zipex could be alone, but he's not. It's the kill towards Pop Dog once again. I can't believe it. Alu picks it up, and Device trying to answer back. He spotted everyone there, and they're hunting him.
This is the problem for Device now. The AWP against the pistols, he has to run all the way back, because if they come around the corner high flying, he'll have no chance at it. Pop Dog continues to be the issue. ENCE, they won the pistol, they converted it. They won 1 gun round, and they won an eco. So 2 things to take from that. 1 is gun rounds aren't going well, but 2, they have won an eco already once. Doing it twice without picking up the M4 might prove to be a bit more difficult. Things fall silent. Astralis knows they need to pull back the map, but they also know they don't need to overextend, because on train, you still have so many angles you can play.
And they haven't given away the rifle. They gave away a kill, but still, they've got a massive advantage here. Had they given the AWP up, or an AUG, for example, that could have been enough to try and force them into getting the kill back in response. But they're running the timer down right now. ENCE aren't sure what to do with this. They've got barely anything, waiting for mistakes to be made, but there's a few and far between when Astralis are on the server. Glaive, isolated, sort of. I don't think he'll have much trouble here. They're trying to distract him, but his teammates starting to arrive on the crime scene. The bomb goes down, and Magis will finish things off in style with the P250.
Not thrown off at all by running out of ammo. Taps away at range, and Glaive was, you're right. As much as he was trapped, though, he knew exactly what their plan was.
Yeah.
If he gets distracted at A main, if he gets caught up in that, down comes the player at Pop Dog, and likewise vice versa. So all he wanted to do was a couple shots either way until someone overcommitted. That bought Magisk all the space that he needed. So 1 round left in the half. 10-5 is not impossible.
This was the shot, so his main entrance. Alu, the only Deagle. He did open things up. You could see how far away that weapon was. It's not like it helped him out a tremendous amount, because there's still plenty of money here for Astralis. Round number 15. Major's going to be challenged by 2. He times it well, though. Drops the smoke and might send them packing as well.
Nades deep. Catch anyone because it bounced off the wall, went off. Ricochet to the right.
Oh dear. That's not gone well for XCB.
Definitely not. Bit of utility lost. They've got 1 smoke left, that's it, other than the one that they were planning on using that didn't go anywhere. Again, though, Device, this is something we've noted, what, 4 or 5 rounds now? Getting this corner with the AWP, they're not challenging it early enough. problem with that is as soon as you let him sit there, he's so capable of hitting shots, and he allows the rotation to go back over the other way. It's a bit like anchoring Banana on Inferno.
Continue the default here. Smoke to the left-hand side to block vision from Major Skip. Flashbang's out as well. They continue to progress down that position. Flashbang's in position to actually enable them access, but they're taking damage now. And through they go. They've timed it well. Major's gonna reload, take it. It's the 5 versus 4. Last round of the half. Glaive surely gonna struggle here.
The first Patop's out. Sipix actually got the shot instead, but Dupree still up in the control room at maximum. It's a team kill. Aerial takes down Alexi, the last thing they needed. At least he gets one after, but now he sits on 10 HP alone against Device and Dupree. 13 seconds. Bomb he'll gather, but Dupree waits, finds 11 for Astralis, and so far it's smooth sailing.
It absolutely is. They lost the pistol as well, remember, and Astralis take the lead 11-4 on the CT half. This is the pick of ENCE, and they're looking like they're going to run away with it. ENCE will need the pistol. We said they've had great comebacks before. I'm not sure this is possible. You'll have to find out after this break.
On my own, when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something.
It's been nothing short of a miracle. It's been nothing short of miraculous. It's been everything that every fan ever wanted, an underdog story from ENCE, but they're gonna have to dig into every bit and every emotion that they had in those previous series, because 11-4 down against world #1 Astralis, who very, very seldom break on stage.
They just need the pistol. They can get that under their belt and convert it, which they've actually done a significant amount of times in this tournament. They could be on to something here, but it has to be a pistol victory. Anything else, I feel like Astralis will just close this one out. They're going quickly outside with 3 players down towards Pop Dog. The smokes are already down on the bomb site here. It's overwhelming. You see the flames coming in as well. X7 in a lot of trouble, but he digs himself out. That's the bomb down.
He started the first pistol off. They won that, remember, but just gets Alu back. He's going to follow it up. Sergey, but X7 on Lexi. They've taken the bomb down, and Dupree's got to go wide of the train. Wide, and he nearly gets a second as well. He knows the one above, but X7 dropping in. Dupree's got it back. Aerial holds on.
They try and swarm him. It almost falls apart. Dupree left in a 1 versus 1, but ENCE have done it. That's the round they needed. On the CT side, this is now possible. They get into round 17 here. Astralis have a choice to make. Do they force by now, considering they got 4 kills there? Or do they bide their time and look to do it in the third of the AK-47s? It looks like it's the latter. Alu's got the auto shotgun out. I like that. Just 1 rifle here in the hands of Sergey. That's going to make round number 3 very difficult indeed in terms of that firepower. Nothing purchased really at all from Astralis here. 1 P250 for Magisk. X7. He's hungry for frags here. Nice smoke, buy some time, might push him back towards inner.
Same position that he played on the T side, remember?
Yeah.
It's not uncommon when you have sort of a solo hold default position that you play it on both sides, because naturally, you know the perspective each way. Alu gets Zipix down. Auto shotgun kill. He said he wanted some yesterday.
He did.
1 kill, 3 auto shotgun. That's what he wanted. X7, he holds and nearly finds the last. Had to go to tapping at that point in time. And with great syncopation, he nearly gets a 4th kill on the board. His Magician now has to just sit back, concede the fact that the bomb's down, and await his fate. ENCE get their 6th.
4 players survive on the ENCE side, but here come the AK-47s. Do they upgrade any of these lesser weapons now? They have an MP9, a UMP, an auto shotgun. I would say X7 might want to consider dropping, but he'll buy the AUG for himself. Alu gets the FAMAS. He has to give Sergey the shotgun, so we'll see how this one unfolds. Astralis certainly with the advantage here. Device has brought the Krieg. So he's feeling, we haven't seen many of those throughout this tournament, to be honest. It hasn't caught on like the AUG has. We'll see what he can do with it. Big round here for Astralis as they start their campaign on the T side. Looks like a very default round. Flashbang from Glaive towards lower ramp to allow Zipex. Bit of access, but it's smoke down though, and CTs can sneak through that. And they know the auto shotguns out, the SMGs. There's every chance it might happen. Alexi B once more in that main entrance. He loves this position.
It's not a bad one to have. That far up, you certainly can rely on a little bit more pressure on Ivy. Sergey's alone at B at this point. Alu's gotten a bit closer, but Sergey has the shotgun down below. So basically to commit to fall on the sword. Close the gap by way of gravity.
It was quite a cool little play there as well. They put the smoke at the lower ramp from the CT side and put a decoy of the shotgun inside it just to cause absolute chaos in there. They're not sure if the player's in there or not. And ENCE will bait out a few grenades. Less than a minute now. Very slow round from Astralis. Is waiting for that first pick to come in their favor.
He plays an off angle inside of the smoke. No reason to stop believing yet. Young talent on either side, but a wealth of experience that goes against the other. X7. He's not fooled by anything. This is where the shotgun, he needs to be a little more patient. If he wasn't revealed soon, he could have easily held back and swung, because now Glaive gets Alu. From range, though, X7 comes back into the side. He also knows that Glaive's up close. He nearly gets 2. He nearly sprayed in. It is just he that remains, however. And despite that the bomb is ticking, Aerial's already on the defuse. Glaive, I don't even think he's aware of it. He's not. He's sitting back, and he has to save the AK.
Amazing response there from ENCE. It was the fake from Astralis, but almost a pinch on the inside bomb, so they show presence towards Ivy, smoke the right-hand side. Their objective then was get towards the backtrack through CT spawn and cause chaos as their teammates came down lower and upper. It works out, but they lost too many kills as X7 is looking absolutely deadly right now. Glaive did a great job here, almost gets a double kill towards the connector as well. Does the damage on the first, but then can't find the second. The bomb's being defused at this point, and he's left with nothing. It looks like Astralis fancy the buy here once again. They know they're so close to resetting the CTs as Glaive jumps down the pop dog here, looking for that first pick. There's a little bit of damage towards Aerial, will have to fall back.
Remember the way in which ENCE battled back against Na'Vi. They won an eco. Went on a run of 6 rounds. They won't be intimidated yet by Astralis.
This is all they needed. They won the pistol. They somehow win the 3rd round against the AKs when they had shotguns and SMGs. They're on their feet now. Astralis with 1 AK-47, a Galil, Deagles. It really isn't ideal. They do have a lot of utility, and now a pick in return. They're going to upgrade one of those pistols to an M4.
Incendiary down, that forces them back by some time. X7 will complement that with one that also goes over toward A main, and that buys a bit of room as Astralis have to regroup. $11-8 with a reset. That's the possibility for ENCE.
With that opening pick, Astralis slowed things right down, but they need to hurry up now. 30 seconds remain. ENCE are playing in front of any potential smokes. A double stack, as it looks like ZipX will start to show presence towards inside. A Molotov and a smoke to pull a rotation here. There's actually 2 players there, but this is where the action really takes place. Outside, Alexi B has a chance for 2 here. If he gets it, he can actually pull this one back. He's bought a tremendous amount of time here, but he does go down. 10 seconds to get that plant in.
The time was everything. Just that little fake, but Alu, he's trying to swing back in. AWP, he can't do it. Magisk was waiting at the H, and they won't be able to deny the plant. Sergey, he may have to back off with this. He's gonna try it. He'll go around at least and give it a crack. If he finds one fast enough, he does have a kit to work with, but what a task it still would be from there, because you've got ZipX, Magisk, Device. 3 absolute stars. And they're searching for their 3rd star. Let's keep that in mind. This is what they're playing for. They want a 3rd major. Magisk, it would be his 2nd, but what a story for him as well. In a year's time that he's joined this roster, they've been unbeatable.
That's round Astralis, and that buy was a bit of a gamble from them. 1 AK, a Galil and Deagles to get that first pick towards the pot dog area. That gives up a rifle. There was 10 seconds remaining. ZipX with the inside. Not so much a fake, just showing the presence with the smoke in, the Molotov there. It was enough to keep those 2 players caught in that position. They had to take the gamble. They're thinking, well, there's 10 seconds left. We've got so much heavy signs here toward this side of the map. It's got to be the commitment, but it wasn't. Device comes back around towards main entrance and takes down Alexi B. That was the kill that decided it all. It allowed them to plant. It couldn't be denied. And ENCE, they saved 1 weapon. So they want to buy up into this. They'll take the tactical timeout and discuss their options. Looking down the barrel of giving up their map pick of Train. This round would lead them to 13-7 deficit, and they'd have no cash at all. So much on the line. Ariel has $5,000. Alu with the Krieg right now. They are going to buy, from what I can see. Ariel's bought the AUG, armor, Sergey with Kevlar as well. They might as well fully invest now. We'll see what they decide to do.
Left to say. To pull it all out now. As money is gone after this, and you're 3 rounds away from the finish for Astralis. You don't want to give them an inch in this. You don't want to give them room. No room to breathe.
Oh, he hits him.
He did, absolutely. Sergey tagged down to 24 immediately. But if you let Astralis settle in late in the game, there's no way you pull it back from them, surely.
This round might decide the outcome of this map. Good pick from Device, no kill, but takes the anchor down to 24 HP.
Alu does have the Krieg that's been carried over on the ENCE side. He brings it over to the tanker. He'll support above the low HP Sergey.
Device is communicated. He knows he's done damage here. They might as well go for it. It'll be a quick kill if they can gain access through the lower ramp.
Dupree swings the smoke early. Sergey's already there, but he's gone. Dupree on entry. Alu's got to drop off. Bomb plant at this point is sure. But Molotov does reveal to Alu that Dupree's up close. He holds the angle, but can't find the shot. It got away from him, and a lot of people have said that. The Krieg, as opposed to the AUG, the spray pattern is much more difficult to manage, and a lot of players haven't taken the time to find it.
It's a lot more chaotic, especially if you start spraying like that. You can see the bullets nowhere near the intended target there. Not as clinical as you would like, and there it is. That's a great call from Astralis there. They know the money's low on the inside. They've gathered up that they have bought into this, but they won't have incendiaries. They're not going to have the AWP. You've already tagged one towards inside. You might as well group up as a 5, take that low HP player down, and it's executed perfectly, I have to say, with Dupree getting 2 of those kills, and now a 5-on-3. The round is guaranteed to be Astralis, but they want to take all of these CTs down with them.
It's difficult to do considering the positions of Aerial and X7 at the bottom of the stairs, so it will end as it is. Alexi won't be able to pick up the gun from the round, so stays on to a CZ. And I think quite literally he will this time as well. Okay, they're going to drop one over to him. He has the armor, so it's going to be pretty much a save. They don't want to invest anything else into it. Give the guns to the 2 that carry the armor and hope for the best, I suppose, at this point in time. Dupree so deep in the site as well. They get in so quickly, and they know, as Chad would say, the flight patterns, exactly where to run and exactly where to position themselves.
It was very impressive, and I don't think ENCE are forcing into this. They've saved 2 orgs, but they're going to try and keep their money, I say strong, at least there. Still a chance to win it with Aerial and Alexi B, 2 very strong riflers here. They have a smoke, and is there any sort of aggression from them? They've got 4 players outside, and Sergey actually starts probing towards inner. He is done for.
Nearly got 1 at least. Device was tagged on to 48. Dupree alongside and along with everybody else. There was no chance he was getting out of there alive. Flav,
look at those
smokes. He's already walking out. Yeah, he's like, he has the whole outside yard.
He's wrecked them there. The fact he's so close, they have no idea.
Just gets X7. But it's still going to be Glaive. That's the problem for them. Xyp9x creeps up. Do they know at all that this is already a save call? Because they're over toward B. Bomb planted, and Dupree's close enough. He can punish this. He's going to get spotted out himself. Digged up. They should push the ramp to take him down because that gives them 1 further gun. Device close enough, though, denies Alu of working forward to getting it, so it has to be the 2 Augs carried over once more. Astralis are going to double the score at 14-7.
They can get the AWP as well now. That's a fantastic pickup. It is going to be 14-7, but at least there will be a bye. That's if they both survive here. Now remember, Matt, ENCE won both pistols, by the way.
It's a good point. Winning both pistols, but gun rounds have not at all gone their way. In fact, they converted 1 this half, 1 last half, and an eco. Other than that, it's the 2 pistol, the 4 rounds in total that add up as Aerial at least gets 2 more down, keeps the 1 AUG, but the AWP, they sought after it. They knew the situation. They weren't giving that up easily.
Yeah, that's the really important kill there. They denied the AWP. Aerial can still drop 1 for Alu, however. They're 14-7 down. There's still going to be compromises here with the bye. Astralis looking to close this one out early.
Vice. Needs to back away. He's forced off. That gives Alu a chance. Finally, a song that he can sing. He gets back in the round and AWP, but it's Aerial that just walks out. They never had control of Pop Dog. There's no one else in the front of the site.
Where's the flash? Where's the utility? Why is he walking in like that? Well, it gives up the kill straight away.
Glaive still holds off back alley. First side of the train, but Jisk has X7 in front. This has been a battle that's gone both ways. Same thing in reverse. This time flash comes through. Fantastic response, and Alu gets Glaive. Dupree, he's picked up the op that went down in his teammate's hands. He's made good work on it. But finally, ENCE have a lead in the rounds. X7's gonna try and make that matters worse. Dupree, he's aware of an AWP, keep that in mind. X7 had to be perfect to find the kill. And this opens up the round completely. 53 seconds, Xyp9x already lurking over toward B. And the reasons that they have to believe him won't be too hard to sell. If he works in this position, they have to consider rotating because they can't afford to get caught out in a 2-on-1 situation and go down.
Inside's open. 40 seconds remain. The CTs are gambling towards outside. A smoke available for the lower ramp, and Xyp9x is walking out upper. This is looking good for Astralis. So they get that bomb down. They got Molotovs for post-plant as well. There is a smoke on Alexi B, but this is going to be a very difficult retake. In they go. They've got the inside control. That bomb's going down.
He throws it down to his teammate below. He'll stay up above with the AWP as a result of it, and you can already see by the laser he's aimed perfectly towards the connector. As soon as Xyp9x is freed from planting, he then takes that task, and Dupree covers the back lines. The corner of the brown halls. Molotov already thrown as well. Alexi and Sergey, they want in desperately, but they're held up. Just that little bit of time. Xyp9x knew surely where they were coming from. Nate should get him. Should, but will he find the kill first? Sergey, 17 years of age to try and keep them alive, not concede overtime point. Molotov already down on top. He can force Dupree back, but he actually just walks forward. Low HP. He's got it. Does he have the time? He's got the kid. He will. He should. And it's going to be so close. He's going to be extremely close, but they'll get number 8.
They desperately needed that round. It's Sergey that wins it just about by the skin of his teeth there. It came down to the utility. Those incendiaries are absolutely everything. Usually it's the T side that will have the advantage there, but I think Dupree wasn't aware of us the bomb was planted. He dropped it on the default plant spot instead of actually to the side in the more open position. Astralis won't win the round, but they've still got a ton of cash, and I can't say the same thing for ENCE here. They're still so close to being broken. I'm surprised they won that. It was such a difficult round to recover. Well done to them. They bring the AWP over to the next round. 14-8 down on the CT side. Money's not there. They'll have to do what they can. Orgs, UMPs.
You could see Sergey at the end of that round as well. His eyes, man, the adrenaline. Looked like he was going to pass out.
So close.
Still all to do. Double up for the first time for ENCE. Zipic's already through the smoke as well. He'll try to hold off Brown Halls. There's aerial underneath, but so many players above. There's no chance he can try and swing in silently, stealthily, get the flank. They have fantastic play, but it's just not possible.
They've been bullying that inside position, but for now, smokes towards outside. It's Glaive to get the first kill. Aerial this time can do nothing about it, but they pull it back. Inside is the call now. It's Sergey towards the spools. Needs to be perfect here. He gets one. It's a scrappy one. And now Alu needs to start hitting shots. Both the AWPs looking down towards the bomb site.
Double flash. Alu is fortunate not to be gazing in that direction. Sneak up though. They're going to stay on top of the bomb. Zipix has not moved an inch. Alu sees it. So perfect, so precise! As Alu gets it, the second off works. They held it off, but just wanted to work back in the ramp. He couldn't do it. 14-9.
The comeback begins now. They have money. They have double AWPs and 3 survive. Great stuff there from Alu, just showing his in-game knowledge there. Sees just the toes of the planter. Zipex there, takes him down, and then hits a wonderful shot on the follow-up there. Such great play by him. Look at the second shot as well. Device didn't see it coming, and it's a clean round from ENCE. That's the one that's the most important so far. And Astralis, they might consider an eco here. Device is down to just $2,700. ENCE looking for double digits. Astralis, it looked like they were going to close this one out. ENCE pick up both pistols. They haven't done enough in the gun rounds here, but as usual, they seem to arrive just before it all falls apart. Astralis, they can buy into this round. Do they want to?
Break them now. And we're on for something. They themselves don't have a buffer to play for overtime, so every round is do or die. Remember, no one has beaten Astralis on the stage, a playoff match in a major since London. They went unbeaten there to the championship. They're going to try and do the same here. ENCE of all opponents, one last team standing in their way. X7 again to the op. 2 to go. Jump, run boost. Trying to flick as fast as he dare. He's given up the position though as a result. Smoke down and back in front of the site they go.
It all slows down for now. 4 CTs outside, leaving Sergey alone with the AK-47. They're going to go for that main entrance control once again. They've been doing that throughout this tournament. They're so good at isolating the terrorists, dropping the smokes, buying time. They investigate the area, confirm it's clear. And still in aggressive positions. Holding outside, but they rotate one player. And that's going to be Alu towards inner.
Smoke covered the entire end of Ivy. They can hold them left to right. Counter Molotov. Bomb at Ivy though, so X7 pretty much alone at this point as well. They've pushed A main to at least try and anchor this site, but dupreeh, he's the problem, and he doesn't need to be a part of this attack. If they work in 3 from Ivy, they're gonna pull the attention inevitably, and then dupreeh just has to time his approach. He's down to 33, softened up by the nade, that gives them a chance, but look at Magisk. It's one or the other. They're giving him so much space, and Astralis, they catch him off. X7, they get the 1 kill they need. That forces dupreeh's hand, and now ENCE! They picked it apart!
It's such good play on the CT side. It's so frustrating to play against there. They've got full control of main entrance pretty much the entire round. They don't waste their smokes at the start. They use flashes just to ascertain information at the very beginning. Then, when they see they're at the 1 minute mark, they start deploying incendiaries, the smokes, and run the timer right down there. dupreeh was waiting for his moment to strike. They even knew the CTs were in there, but nothing could be done. It's 14-10, ENCE have managed to get the double digits and break Astralis down to an eco. They could actually do this now. Their map pick, we said they needed a pistol. They managed to do that, and they've won some very important gun rounds now as well. No utility on the T side, just some CZs, a bit of armor, but Magisk. Oh my God! The Desert Eagle finds 2. Could that be enough? Possibly.
Alexi still holding off though. Just when I thought they can't possibly do it to a 3rd top 3 team. Magisk reminds us that this is a very different team from the others. Katowice wants to swing.
Oh, the damage.
Alexi nearly got caught with the stone in his hand, but manages just to get away with the vice. You're right though, the damage as a result puts him down to 48. That means he's within reach of the pistol. Sergey, he's well removed, but Xyp9x with a CZ from ages away. Time to see that clutching prowess now though, because he's in a 1-on-2. He'll try and swing it around.
They might think he's lower ramp now.
Problem is he can't go any further than here. If X7 holds that line, he's gonna spot, didn't go far enough. Xyp9x knows with the Molotov down behind. He can get ever closer.
He can win this map.
If they overcommit, he's got the first. He's tried it, he's got it! Down to 1-on-1, and he can evade, he can be pervasive. He can try and slip in from behind, but X7 just barely gets there in time, and the better man blooms.
He's got it. Xyp9x did absolutely everything there. That shot from the low ramp towards connector. How's he pulled that one off? Luckily for ENCE, they pull it off, but that was close. Perfect movement, and you can see why he's the king of the clutches. Xyp9x 1 bullet away, I'd say, from winning that one and finding map points. 14-11 though, however. Round 26, ENCE continued the comeback. That's 4 rounds in a row. This was remarkable for Magisk.
Keep in mind though, all of these kills, the fact that it's a 1-on-1, there's still not a buffer for ENCE. So again, they lose 1 round.
Yes.
And they're clutching at straws. dupreeh Molotov goes deep. Alexi wants to try and get on the trains above it. There's so many smokes down, it's chaotic already. Counter nades, this is a fast pace for utility. Tactical warfare. dupreeh finds 1 device, follows it up. It's the opener for Astralis, and now the money becomes the factor for round 15 if that happens. If they can't hold off, 3 versus 5. They do swing out, X7 gets in and gets away. Exactly what he's done. And a lot of people were saying he was the, perhaps, support, if you will, the lackluster role in the team who wasn't contributing. Well, in these playoffs, he's been perfect.
I absolutely agree. Fantastic work from him. Pulls at least 1 frag back. It's a 4 versus 3, and this time Astralis actually have outside control. They're not locked in towards the main entrance. X7 still with enough HP to keep him inquisitive here as he looks towards Ivy, just confirming certain positions are clear here. Alu outside as well. The Orbs ready and waiting.
2 ops outside though. This is going to be such a difficult task if they can't find counter picks, and X7 gets caught off by device. Alu gets it back, but he's going to have to be better than ever, exceptional in this position. Does swing it around, but he can't find the shot. Missed by just a fraction over the shoulder. And it's all on to Sergey yet again in a 1-on-3. He's got no money left over, does find Magisk. He's already got a chance at this as well, Glaive. He's not committed to the plant. 27 seconds, he can fire under. It's so hard to do. Incendiary's gonna be too late. Even sprayed to try and counter it off. Knows he's got no choice but to go through, and that's where Xyp9x is waiting.
Map point found for Astralis. It's 15-11. And as you mentioned, going into this round, it's been so tight in terms of the clutches. So many 1 versus 1s. Bomb plants down. Astralis have broken the back of ENCE here. They have enough for a couple of rifles, but then it's going to be scouts, SMGs, and whatever else they can find and scrape together. Alu, he had a chance to win that one. He had to hit a couple more shots, but his position was very good. We go to round number 27. This could be it. MP9, UMP, CZ, and 2 Orcs. And it looks like a fast approach here from Astralis. They send 3 players towards the main entrance, dropping the utility, and Alu looking to fight back.
Alu does. Aggressive. It's worked for the single log. He's got a second. Looking, panicking. Nearly tried to catch out the bottom of Pop Dog. It's Katowice that caught him off with the AWP up close as well. It was from A main. Zipix inside Pop Dog can fade off of this. Flash, does he want to go back for it? Didn't quite work for him. Didn't bounce all the way through. Katowice, to be fair, wasn't ready to swing off of A main, even if it had caught the 2 players up close. Look at Sergey. CZ. Blade goes. Headshot bomb. He backs it away. He won't be able to hold off the bomb, but he will get back in the sight. Zipix knew there was a timer on that he might be able to catch him as he ran.
A chance now. They have the 3-on-2 advantage, but 2 players towards a Pop Dog. Zipix spots one, but can't answer back just yet.
Katowice still waits as well. If they rotate back off, he can time this. He's got X7 down. Does he expect a second? He won't. Ariel knew it. He waited just long enough to make him think there was no one else nearby. And it's on Zipix again, but this time he's got a little more than a CZ. And they're split into multiple one-on-ones. It's 2 isolated battles at this point because Ariel's a half a map away.
But Sergey's got a good position there. He only has a CZ short, but time might elude him. We'll see Zipix slip towards the back of the bomb train here. He suspects a player's towards up, but this is looking very good for him.
This is the problem, though. When Zipix disappears, it's clear he's up to no good. They know he's on B, but where? How do they possibly get that information? They'll go together. That is the right call. But this time, keep in mind also, there's no kits.
Yes, indeed. And no smoke.
Zipix can just be patient. He'll let noise reveal all. Oh, is he going to be spotted, though? Sergey didn't see it. He didn't realize. His own gun, I think, blocked the vision, and now Zipix knows that they're working in. One above. Oh, he's the lamb, and ENCE the slaughter, because it's Zipix that's going to hold it off.
Absolute perfection once again from Zipix. He's the man to close it out. ENCE, a great effort towards the end of that map, but Astralis just too much to handle. Fantastic work there. We are waiting for a huge Zipix clutch, and it couldn't arrive at a better time for them. Map point, 2 versus 1. He absolutely nails it, that map.
You knew he would show up eventually. There's so much depth on Astralis. They'll beat you any given way. ENCE deserve credit. They pulled back even against the world's best. They made it a game. They made it a contest. 16-11. We have a final. There's no question about it. And we go to Inferno next.
A tantalizing map, but that's where Astralis do their absolute best work. It's going to take everything ENCE have in them to actually do anything on Inferno, but they've shown they can play at this level. Astralis will rattle for a few rounds. It is a close game, 16-11, and we'll see what can happen in the next map.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice Major Championship Finals. I'm Frankie Ward, and I'm here with the incredible crowd in the Spodek Arena. And I found myself a pair of representatives for each of our final teams. We've got Astralis and, of course, ENCE. And the slightly awkward thing is, these guys are mates. Are you not arguing over who's going to win, Marlena?
Sorry?
Are you finding it difficult because your friends are supporting ENCE?
No, not really.
It's all in good sport.
Is it in good sport, though, because you're Finnish? Do you not find it slightly annoying that your Finnish countrymen are supporting a Danish team?
A bit, a bit.
Well, they don't know enough about Counter-Strike.
Oh my goodness, Samo, you did not do that. I think we're gonna have to settle this using the audience. Okay then, in the Astralis corner, Marlena, I want you to lead a cheer for Astralis. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's go, guys.
Astralis! Astralis! Astralis!
Okay, not bad, but ENCE, can you outdo them?
EC4! 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 EC4!
It's getting a little bit political here in the Spodek Arena, and I know it's going to be extra political on the desk as we talk about our second map on... Oh, let's see it.
Astralis gave them hell on the first map, and we're here to talk about trade. Astralis on the right track for a trophy, that's for sure, as they conduct themselves with the utmost grace. My goodness. Joined by Sponge and Pimp now to talk about it. I'm your host, Machine. We've got a lot to talk about in a very short space of time, guys, because real resilience and real chances from ENCE against Astralis on their map pick.
Yeah, look, Alex, you know I'm a realist in this situation. I know Astralis is the #1 undisputed team in the world, but I'm even cheering for ENCE right now because I want to see a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. And once they had that clutch, that 1v1 where Sergey was able to win, it felt like that was another one of those rounds, another one of those ENCE rounds where they just pull it back and they just fight, you know? It was fantastic to see.
I mean, Zipnik's the highest rated player on the server, and not only did he finish that game, Jacob, but it felt like on numerous occasions he saved Astralis' skin.
He's just so good at the game, Alex.
Isn't he?
It's simple as it is, right? The clutch scenario, everything he does is so calculated, and that's just Zipnik's for you right there. ENCE did everything they could in order to give themselves a chance, winning both pistol rounds, playing some decent Counter-Strike, but in the end, as you said, guys like Zipnik's Magic Spore as well, who's definitely an MVP candidate for the entire tournament, stepped up. And I think ENCE right now just have to face the fact that they're playing an Astralis in top shape.
Yeah, I think when you look at this being, you know, one of the lower ranking maps for Astralis, and they're still able to do this against a team whose best map it is, really just attests to how good this team is. Now, I don't, you know, not normally calling players out for bad plays or deaths and that kind of stuff, but Aerial had some very bad deaths on that CT side towards Popdog. There's two that really stick out there. You can see the way that they're approaching a lot of situations too. X7, after he gets a kill with an AWP, he's now jumping, hopping around, very aggressive. It looks like they're scrimming, right? They're just playing a very free style, but X7 had a huge amount of impact in that game.
I mean, this quote-unquote puggy style, it's got them far. It seems that that confidence comes from this kind of, this isn't a big game attitude. You don't have to get into this super tight-knit, overly concentrated. What do you reckon?
I think that's a good idea. I like the way that they're approaching the game as they would approach any other game coming into the final against Astralis. They're playing up front, they're playing aggressive, they're trying to force the rotation out of Astralis and trying to put pressure on them. And yeah, you could say that may not work against Astralis, but at least they're trying and they're sticking to their own game plan. This could easily have been a much more of a slaughter had they tried to play a different style of Counter-Strike.
Alex, I highlighted some of the clutch statistics for this ENCE esports team over their whole journey here, and they're phenomenal, right? Everybody's had a lot of impact in 1vx situations, but Zipnik's showing up again, breaking hearts, getting it done. That's how he closed it out. He's really showing him how the best clutcher in the world does it.
Yeah, my goodness, he just keeps bringing it. And of course, 3 clutches for ENCE on Train. Well, 1 versus X's, that's for sure. Now, we do have an opportunity to break some of Train down at greater depth over at the Telestrator. Sean Gares, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Alex, so this is actually the clutch Xyp9x won to close out the game. And what's so cool about this is all of the different things Xyp9x does right. So we're going to start by playing it. He just mollied in the ladder room. He jump spotted someone there, gets a free kill for Device right now. So that brings it down to a 2-on-2. Device gets traded out, and now we're in a 1-on-1. So Xyp9x knows, or I'm sorry, yes, a 1-on-2. I'm sorry, 1-on-2. So he knows Sergey got a frag previously at inner, so he knows he could be lurking around somewhere close, and he knows Sergey has a CZ, so he has to play a close angle. What you're going to see, he shakes his crosshair on the spools. That's a common land trick that actually a lot of top pros do. He's trying to get a reaction out of the crowd. So he immediately clears that spot without clearing it, which is the craziest thing of all. He plants in the only spot that's safe to everything, mollies the Z, and then he's aware. He's aware that Sergey could be upper. You could see he checked it, and then he gets in the best post-plant spot possible, the side of the oil train, and he just plays with sound from here on out. It's literally the perfect clutch. I don't think Sergey could have played the round any better. I was extremely impressed with how Sergey was disciplined enough to fall back after the first frag. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, no, that's what's so mad to me is that Sergey managed to get the frag with the CZ. He only had a pistol and back away safely. These guys have got a whole lot of cojones, and we're going to be seeing how they fare on our next map. So the first, Train, it was ENCE's choice, did go the way of Astralis, but up next, it is the Danish territory, and the Great Danes, they haven't dropped it. 14-0 run on Inferno.
The battle for Banana is the most highly contested piece of real estate in the game. Not only is it the main route for attacks on the B bomb site, but the information it provides the owner is immense. Round after round, countless utility is expended carpeting the narrow choke point with flames, smoke, and shrapnel all in the fight for control. Developing into what could be described as a tennis match of grenades, teams hedge their bets in the best way possible to deploy their forces to other corners of the map. The narrow streets of Inferno have played host to countless epics over the years. Keep your eyes peeled on a map that guarantees action-packed Counter-Strike.
So the reason why Banana is such an important part of the map is because of the utility required to take it. And what we're going to watch right now is how Astralis dominates the Banana with utility and what it means for their late rounds. So we're going to have 3 people going to Banana at the start of the round, and you can see it forces MIBR to throw that smoke right there as a counter, so that way Astralis cannot get control of Banana. Glaive is jump spotting, and he's just double nading right now with Device and Xyp9x. And what's going to happen is as the smoke fades, they have a perfect timing for a re-smoke bottom Banana, the double mollies in the middle, which then requires another smoke out of MIBR. So now MIBR has used 2 smokes in Banana, and they have gotten no real estate for it. So it's now safe for Astralis to back up off of Banana, and I'll show you guys what this means now for the later round for Astralis, which is why it's so difficult to play him. So Dupree's going to get some info top mid and die right there, but Device is actually still alive at lane right there. And what he's doing is he's spotting mid, and then he smokes lane. So I'm going to pause it real quick. What that then causes MIBR to do is to go up the arch side of mid. Now, this seems like it's the right idea because you can see what's going on, but you also feel like Astralis is filtering you to that side of the map by throwing this smoke, which Device threw. So you don't really trust your instincts when you play Astralis, and that's why you're going to see actually MIBR go all the way back around, which, by the way, Fer got naded right there through the smoke by Magisboy. Another thing that you have to be worried about when you play them, and it's just the time in the round is running out, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's brutal, Sean. It really is, and we've seen it time after time. They've set records on this map for utility damage. They averaged at one point 50 average damage with utility per round.
The current stat for Astralis on Inferno, out of 47 maps played in the last 12 months on LAN, they have the highest team out of everybody in the world with ADR of 38.8. That's the average over those 47 maps. They also have the highest win percentage, but one thing that's good for ENCE here is they actually have the highest opening kills out of all the same teams over the last 12 months on LAN. You know, they've got the highest 4v5 win percentage. You know, they're up there in trades as well, actually the highest at 25.1%. They're going to need all of those stat lines to come into favor here if they want to beat Astralis on their home pick.
They have to play the best Counter-Strike that we've ever seen ENCE play. The problem for them is that Astralis have something to look at, right? We saw ENCE play Inferno against Liquid, a game that Liquid arguably should have won. They should have closed it out. ENCE had no business in winning that. That said, though, they were able to fight back and win that in OT. So the problem for ENCE coming into this one is is their playbook deep enough to go up against a team like Astralis, who 100% have prepared Inferno coming into this grand final?
I mean, there's plenty to look at, but how much is wrong? How much is you able to exploit? Twister, the coach, coming into this grand final, he said, I could find gaps in Liquid, I could find gaps in Na'Vi. You're going against Astralis on a map that they have not lost in what feels like forever. They've got a 14-0 streak. It is truly against all odds, and as the stage starts to rise, so does the anticipation, because now it is one single map of Counter-Strike. They've played thousands, but this one means oh so much more. Dynasty to be forged for Astralis and ENCE to complete the Cinderella story. The odds stacked against them. It's over to Henry G and Sadakis to shout about their favorite video game.
Absolutely, I love Portal 2. Just kidding, Alex. This is going to be incredible. ENCE have it all to do. Pulling back, as you say, on a map that Astralis are 14-0. Push down, X7's already got Glaive. He started off kills in all 3 of the pistols. He has gotten the opener, but Device is so far down Banana already, and he and Dupree, they pulled it back.
Aggressive start there from ENCE, and he kept the opening pick. It was looking very good, but Device towards Log shuts it all down. It's now just aerial, and the Astralis players are very, very aware of that. The bomb's still down in T-spawn, they'll push towards the step, and there it is, the first pistol on the board for Astralis. They lost both of them on train, but this is a fantastic start. Device with 2, Dupree from 3, and they didn't have to deploy strategy there, really. Just a default, waiting for that aggression. Nice idea from ENCE, get the first kill, but Device and Logs manages to find all the kills required. Now, ENCE have the option to force buy in the second round. It's very common on the CT side of Inferno. Get the CZ's armor, smokes out, treated like a gun round, but they're going to take the full eco instead. Nothing really purchased here at all as we head into round number 2. No nades, no armor, just default pistols, and I'll have a 5-man A-stack towards the apartments.
We're just watching to make sure no one jumped through boilers. They push down, you're absolutely right, but problem being, and they're discovering this the further they go with each passing step. There's no one there.
Yeah.
Back over toward B instead.
Looks like it's clear, and indeed it is. ENCE will be conceding this round for sure at this stage as Zipex finds a couple towards the bottom. Katowice will back him up with the AK-47. They don't have to force the issue on these frags, but dupreeh can actually farm some cash to the MAC-10. You want to send those SMGs in first as he does a lot of damage here. Great stuff. Will there be one kill found? Absolutely not. It's the SMGs doing most of the heavy lifting here, but ENCE can buy up now. They'll have M4s for masses, maybe some orcs, we'll see. The AWP is available to X7, but I don't think he's purchasing it.
Still waiting to find out. No, he's gone away from it, so he's gone to do it with the AUG. No bomb plants required thus far. For Astralis, they just win it on kills. It's aggression. Down banana that time.
Now, if we look at this, there's no incendiaries at all. Apart from Alexi V's got one. How do they get real control here? Well, if you send 4 players towards B, you might stand a chance. That's exactly what ENCE have done here. Trying to get that banana control that Sean was talking about, but overwhelmed by the Molotov, they'll have to fall back. There's only one player on the A side. That's going to be Aerial, as Glade pushes closer and closer to the mouth of the bomb site here. Flash over, they're going to try and reclaim territory. It's looking pretty good so far, but a kill in return. CT still fighting back, and it's a 3 versus 2. Sergey alone on the bomb site. They might not anticipate him, though. He gets the first frag. Smoke is good. This could be enough.
But now he stands trial for all of his sins because they know he's there and alone. They're going to sneak through it as well. Already around behind. Holding off on the tree. He knows dupreeh that smoke's going to be gone, so he swings back over and gets inside of the ruins instead. Aerial has not seen anyone.
Yeah, he was aware of the possibility of a player going towards spawn, but there's so many angles to check. Sergey will do what he can here. It all comes down to the timings. dupreeh, remember the MAC-10, he actually does not have the advantage at this point.
And Zipex isn't immediately inside of the site, so this isn't a perfect trade. You have to take many steps to get there, but the fact of the matter is he's wasted so much ammo that Zipex has the chance because Sergey can't continue it on. And it's Aerial yet again. Smoke down, he won't be able to push through yet. dupreeh's low. If he somehow can swing to find him and not be spotted in turn, he looked the wrong way. Aerial drops, dupreeh covers it.
An interesting approach there from ENCE. They knew they had a lack of utility, so they tried to counter that fact with numbers towards the banana area. 4 to be exact, with the rifles, the SMG trying to battle back, but you can see 5 players from Astralis there ready to fight back, and it's dupreeh once again. Now play with a flashbang off his teammate. Zipex throws a flash, he sneaks through spawn, and dupreeh, like we mentioned, did not have the advantage in the initial duel towards first oranges, but he gets back up from Zipex there. They win the round, and it's 3-0. dupreeh is 8-0, by the way. He hasn't even died yet as we enter round number 4. It's ENCE with Deagle, CZs, and they've got a mountain to climb now. This is looking like a 4-0 start on the T side for Astralis.
And think about the heavy heart dupreeh plays with as well. His father passed just before the start of this major. And he's been here, he's been absolutely focused. No doubt the first emotion for him after this game, win or lose, will be with that of his father. Katowice takes down X7. Carmack spoke about it, the amount of sacrifice these players have had to be here. dupreeh will finally drop. Gun available as well. Smoke off, still at B, Katowice.
He's already got a kill for the smoke. Almost found a second there, he might be able to get it at this point. Lexi B is very low indeed. Flashbangs in, it looks like all 4 players will commit. There's nothing that Lexi can really do here. He might be able to get 1 Deagle kill, he's got 10 HP. He'll have to be absolutely perfect here. There's the shot he needed, but the round should still be going in favor of Astralis. But the CTs have an M4, no bomb planted just yet.
Allo swings it back in again. Sergey and Aerial get position. They know the Katowice is deep. He's already found the first. This is when Allo could walk in. No, they're not looking his direction. Gets one, falls off, but he knows they're still on either side, and Zipex takes matters into his own hands.
Just before it gets a little bit uncomfortable, Zipex takes care of it. 4 in a row, a decent round there from ENCE, but no victory. But this is where the game really begins on the second map. Alu, considered one of the best AWPers on the CT side of Inferno. His arch play is spectacular, always delivers, but he's going to have to more than ever in this particular round. Katowice, so perfect, gets the kill for the smoke initially to open things up. Keeps trading with his teammates, and it's round number 5, 4-0 for Astralis on the T side of Inferno. All for Alu. And a very default setup there, but Alu is going to be looking down towards the underpass and T-steps area.
Alu just waiting. We know how good he is on Inferno. He can take matters very seriously with that op. How many times have we seen him push down to Walt mid?
He loves that play.
Now Volt this time very passively, waiting to watch inside of Boiler, but they're sneaking behind. This setup's not really designed to cover off for a fast play out of the apartments. Aerial, he's got to be perfect blinded off. Didn't even see them get in. They got behind him. Sergey found only one, but Aerial steps back up. Unfortunately, with a strike of a match, he's utterly turned to ash by Magisk, and he burns down inside a pit. Opens up a lot because they're out. Bomb is behind the hole, though. Magisk has to cross back over. Fortunately, there's a smoke down in front of Library that will allow him to do so.
3 versus 3, but a massive advantage here for Astralis. The retake begins, the orb's up, but another smoke is down. How do they break through the force field of the smoke towards the arch side? Now focus towards quad, but maybe if he gets one of these kills, the round can be done. Looking for both of them, he absolutely nails it. Does he finish things off with a hat trick? We'll see. Alu with no choice but to fall back and hold on to the AWP. That's going to be 5-0 for sure now. Lovely approach of Astralis. They've got so much money, so much momentum behind them. They get the apartment's control, one smoke out, a flashbang to follow, and they make things so difficult to contain. It's that Molotov towards a pit that removed Aerial from the equation. He got 1 kill, but Alu might be done for here. Hits the shot towards Glaive. I don't think he survives this.
For a second follow-up, but he should. They get around, they're trying to spam, and he might be safe by the time he is. So the AWP, all they have to work with on the inside. Force around it?
They could with maximum loss bonus.
It's a close force, though. It's just under the threshold of comfort. They're going to. It's going to be UMPs.
Well, Aerial hasn't got armor yet. He does buy the UMP.
Might be solo. Oh.
Just a partial buy around it. Still possible, though. We know the potential of Alu on this map. We just have to see it.
They're just waiting again. Same position as last time, so didn't want to get aggressive with the op. Thought there was a chance he might. Might be too early in the game to start throwing caution to the wind.
Wow, look at this
so
stack.
cavalier. Yeah, this is very clever. Done. Game over. But did they know there's one behind? Sergey, he doesn't strike fast enough. The door opened, they likely would have turned around too quickly.
Yeah, they're there anyway. They're watching it. It's a nice opening pick, but Sergey can still cause damage here. Close range CZ. Doesn't land anything at all. It's Zipex with both of the opening kills. The 5 versus 3, but Alu's still alive. A small chance they can win this still.
He's got to be in the right place at the right time as much as accurate with the AWP, because they now identify he's still on A. Glaive's going to rotate the bomb back around toward T stairs, and the fact that they have Device and Magisk inside of the B site pretty much confirms matters done. And this time, you got 51 seconds, the bomb's nowhere near being planted. There's no way Alu survives. This time they're going to punish him, surely.
Well, they've got him surrounded. They're not even planting right now. They want to take him. He misses the shot, the all-important one. And that's the orb remove, but he still has cash. He has $6,200, but 6-0 on the T side of Inferno. This is the Astralis pick. Not many teams can touch them on this map whatsoever. And it's going to be a counter-terrorist timeout. That's ENCE working out their options here. Now they purchase the AWP. Do they want the secondary orb once again? We saw X7 rolling that weapon on train to great effect. They need to start posting rounds now. 6 is actually enough on the T side to consider it an okay half, or even a pretty decent half, sometimes depending on the matchup. So they need to start posting a lot of rounds together. Astralis have so much cash, and the pressure's starting to get to ENCE now. Getting ran over here in the first half of the second map.
We've yet to see them really be run over. Again, they're somehow capable of pulling themselves back into these situations. They were 7-0 down against Big in an elimination match, 0-2 in the group stage.
Yes, that's a very good point.
Again, every time we say that, we have to remind you, though, that Astralis on a stage is something unworldly. Something we've never seen in Counter-Strike before. They are just so good.
It's very true. Ali spots the leg of one, still can't connect the shots just yet. Dupree baits out the smoke. Does he want to push it? Not quite. He'll fall back and accept the fact they had some sort of a victory with that smoke baited out. Banana control for the CTs, but still very early on in the round. And Alexi B with no grenades now. X7, same story. That's his smoke gone. So now, how do they hold on to this banana area? They've got nothing to challenge it with.
They're going to boost it. You can see him call for it the second he went down. Alexi makes sure it's clear. He's above the Molotov. That'll give him one. They can fade back, but they need to get away from the flames, and they can't. Alexi was tagged just enough as he fell off the wall that he'll burn alive as soon as he wanted to get back to B.
That's still a massive advantage for Astralis, especially on Inferno. The numbers will be very thin on the CT side. You can see it's just X7. Remember, no utility at all. That's, well, around half HP. He pulls another one back. Can he get the second? He absolutely can. That's fantastic as he goes into 4-on-2.
That's a brave re-peek. Especially, as you say, he was alone on the site. Xyp9x had to go back for the bomb. This buys a lot of time. No one rotating off, though. So this could still be X7 solo holding. And if they let this be a plant, and Alu's got to rotate over, he's the closest with the AWP. They've got two smokes on the Astralis side. Either of those are up in the post plant. This could be a huge problem. One's going to go down now. X7, he's found. It's exactly that. They're late to rotate. So bomb gets in. 18 seconds, it will be planted. And Dupree, he wants to hold inside of it. He's actually going to fall off. Probably the better call. He can certainly hear them working their way back in. He'll even consider Banana at this point in time because it's planted for him. He can swing out. Xyp9x, he stays directly on top at the emo position. It's a perfect way to swing. He can drop down, cover off anyone to his left. And Howler's the only one there so far. Again, the AWP up close as it is. Utility thrown in, flash dodge. Xyp9x goes for it. Exactly the play that was called out. Dupree back in. He finds both, and it's 7-0.
It doesn't get much better than that, ladies and gentlemen. That is Counter-Strike perfection. My God. 3 versus 2. No utility available on the T side, but the positioning, the reactions to the smokes coming in. It's Xyp9x playing off his teammate. And look at that play. Preemptive fire towards the coffins is absolutely beautiful. How they pull that round off, I'm not sure, but ENCE are really feeling it now. They have to go into round number 8 with nothing more than Deagles and CZs. They've got 4 HEs, however. They can get an opening kill from this, but they won't be able to recover rifles. Nades go in, not much damage found. There it is towards Glaive. But he'll continue to force the issue towards B. Down he goes, maybe a little bit too aggressive there with low HP.
Can't get the rifle, though. It's just too far out of reach. Device makes sure of it by putting a Molotov back in the corner to ensure that they've gone back over to the site. Double boost. Might have to be. So they'll keep 2 above the smokes. Mass chaos will ensue if they don't look that direction, because 2 pistols, one of them a Deagle, can do massive damage if Astralis walks by that. And they'll smoke it again. Device with the Krieg wants to try and open up toward coffins. Jisk is still there as well, and I think he's setting to clear out New Box.
Still the advantage of Astralis, even with that pick. 4 players on the CT side focusing the B bomb side, but the bomb for now is in second middle. It's just Ariel, who's currently holding in the pits. He'll have his work cut out for him. Device showing a little bit of presence towards B. CT still there.
Third smoke deployed towards CT. Not a lot of utility left over on the Astralis side. Device is close enough that he might actually be able to sneak under it, even with the boost. X7, he won't see him. Does, but it's too late. Doesn't want to fire at that point. He gives the information to Alexi instead. They try and walk the boost out. That makes it easier for Device to actually line up the shots, but Sergey, he gets underneath of it. Meanwhile, it's back over toward A. Ariel has to do every bit of work. He's got an AK to work with that they've given to him, but that's taken immediately back.
Bomb's going to go down, and it begins again at 3 versus 2. No kits available for the CTs, as Magisk and Xyp9x both get in the apartments. They're great positioning once again.
Still the advantage, but Alu has an AK, 100 HP. You'd argue with the armor as well that he's their best shot at this.
No kits, no smokes. How do they win this?
1 kill easy. Alu's gone. But just sneaks back around. He's coy. And Sergey, not much to do at this point in time. Has to take the blood from Magisk's head, but it won't be much more than that. Bomb's gonna detonate, 8-0, and Xyp9x even wants to chase him down. He was low HP. Easily done. Zipex just barely stays alive. Astralis stay unbeaten so far in Inferno.
Most rounds do nothing for ENCE at this point. Zipex, after winning that one, has $16,000. That's the absolute maximum you can have in Counter-Strike. It was a close game. I would say that's significant, the fact they did so much damage, but at 8-0 down, it doesn't help them at all. ENCE will try and counter this with a double AWP setup. Alexi B and Alu, the sniper rifles here. But once again, it's just so perfect from Astralis. There's not really much you can do against this. They get that bomb down with 5 seconds to spare. They both get in the apartments. It's absolutely ruin ENCE. Alu back on the AWP, and this time not as aggressive. Need to start winning some rounds here. 8-0 down. Astralis have already won the half. There's the shot. Alexi B is going to be dropped here. He gets away just about. An opening pick once more for X7.
What?
Hello!
Glaive, oh man, he absolutely nails it. They both got weakened up. He tosses in a nade.
Wow. You don't see many double kills of the HE map. That's insane.
We had talked about how Astralis reinvented this game using utility. This map especially. HEs were not really relevant, not prevalent until the last 6 months, and they are the reason why. Aerial again, 1-on-4, 9-0. There's no way he can pull this back. And there's no use rowing from the consecrated whale at this point. He will at least get one back, but it's inevitable. They're gonna run him over at this rate. Bomb's already planted and Glaive's hunting.
They're gonna have to eco again, or at least a partial buy next round. If they save the AUG, they might be tempted to force into it, but why wouldn't you hunt him? You've got so much money here on the T side, and it's Glaive sniffing him out. Aerial, just a couple of bullets in this AK will take him down, as it looks like Glaive has found him once again. Another clean sweep. They've barely died on the Astralis side. Dupree, 11-3, Zipex, 11-2. Alu, 1-8. Similar scenes to what we saw yesterday when he dropped off.
And he's had the op twice. It's not like it's been all economy against him. 5 kills tops for both Sergey and Alexi. Nice puts on a clinic as always.
The double kill at first Oranges. It looked like they'd done enough. They got the opening pick, but then it swings in the blink of an eye. And like I said, ENCE now, they get $3,400 every round they lose at this point. Problem is, you need about 4,500 per player to have a decent buy on the CT side. They're going to have to go CZ and Armor again, but they are good in these sort of situations. Not over just yet. It's a very scary scoreline, but they've come back from worse. We'll see if CZ's Armor can find them that round to get them on their feet, get some money rolling. PT50 CZs, HEs, still a chance, but if it goes 10-0, that chance really is running quite thin.
He just gonna get spotted out. Wow, finally they go aggressive. Sergey's got it down. Device has to turn his attention, but he knows that means there's gonna be a bait towards top of Banana. He won't get caught by it.
Beautiful.
Unbelievable. He's so well orchestrated in every situation. You can't fool Device. Even when you think you've got the upper hand and you've got him outnumbered, Glaive's gonna close off X7. Even the aggression won't work, and at this point it's not even round by round, it's pain by pain. Then ENCE slowly have to let this game slip away. They've got to do something to get back in. Finally, an AWP back out in their hands.
You're right there. The AWPs come out. They go for the double AWP setup again. Alexi B considering it. Hasn't purchased it, but Device just looks like he's on another level right now. Nothing can be done. 10-0 on the T side of Inferno. They're already a map up. This will do it. Secure their 3rd major championship. An unexpected matchup here. ENCE will go down swinging, but I need to start posting. I need at least 3 or 4 to even start the conversation of the comeback.
Double flash goes out, but already forward at that position is X7. That catches off Magisk. He's not done there either. He goes back around. Finally, they get something rolling. Alu. He takes out Dupree. Glaive's gonna be locked in, and they'll shut him down. All on to Zipex, this time in a 1-on-4. Can he keep the shutout alive?
So this is going to be the loss bonus now removed map. Every kill Zipex can find in this situation is going to have a massive knock-on effect. He might still be able to win this, you know. With a minute there, the flashbang goes through. It's actually looking very good. Sergey will take him though, but things get out of hand. Loss bonus removed. The next round is must win. No question about it. ENCE have to take this one. A 10-5 scoreline, it's still possible to recover. They'll have the AWP, a couple of rifles as well. This has to be a victory, nothing else will do. Great aggression there. Not timid at all. Lovely work from Sergey to close out the round cleanly as we head into round number 12. Spending almost everything they've got.
So a few smiles on their side so far.
I gotta enjoy this journey, right? Still once in a lifetime sort of situation.
And there's nothing to be ashamed of. This run has been so good from them. This one is as well as they run down middle. It's gonna be Alu holding off the corner. We know he's good at it, but he's flashed away. He's got to scurry. Lexi wants to reclaim the other side of the map. Katowice again through smoke. These guys are so good at lining up and anticipating as Alexi can't even find him. He steps away, and he nearly gets it again, even spraying with the pistol. Just foolish. Xyp9x will flash himself back in aerial alone in the site. Does find one. They don't even consider the fact that he could still be in the corner because they had to pit for so long, but his patience didn't catch them slightly off. Unfortunately, he'll burn. He'll burn it, but the nade in response to Lexi, he's in the open. They're so good with utility on the Astralis side.
It's pretty unbelievable, I have to say. Wow. Just in it, Magus has got 213 utility damage so far. Glaive with 119 and Divisive 43. They're doing absolute work with the utility, that's for sure. And that's the round they couldn't afford to lose. They will not have the loss bonus behind them now. They'll have to buy up with everything they can. CZs, Deagles, Scouts, and Org. If they can't win this round, it's likely to be a 14-1/2. No damage done there, right through the wickets as the Molotov will hold the CTs at bay. The grenades will do work once again. Alu goes down. Alexi beat. Nobody drops, and this is all falling apart once again. Xyp9x patient for the push. They just know exactly what's going to happen in every round of CS. He is baited out, but he can't get the double. It's left in a 4 versus 1. That is the nightmare scenario now.
He's gone. He's flashing himself out. Dupree's already on the case. You're right. They're one step ahead in every single situation. 12-run reset. Not much left for ENCE now.
Sonic doesn't have to do much at this point. They're in cruise control, and it has to be an eco. They got $2,000. They'll have to eco for the last round. That's why I was saying the 14-1 scoreline was looking very likely.
It's not so easy today.
Full eco.
And a full rush. On caution to the wind at this point. They've just got to try and catch them off somehow. Surely with Device again. He's ready for it. He certainly is. Device nearly getting the ace. I thought he would get the 5th. Glaive beats him to it. Same result, though. It's another round for Astralis, and it's one step closer to tying the record for all-time major victories. They want their 3rd. They want 2nd back-to-back. Fnatic won their 3rd and their final on this stage, keep in mind.
That's a very good point. Last round, what a half it's been. Astralis displaying pure dominance here. Why they're considered the world's best, so consistent. This is no flash in the pan. They've been at the very top for a long time now. Doesn't look like they'll be challenged today. Looking for the clean sweep in the final, the 2-0. 14-1 in the T sides, pretty unheard of, but if there's ever a team that could do it, these group of young Danes would certainly be in that conversation. No kits, barely any utility, no AWP for Alu. Hoping to see more from the AWP. I don't think we've seen a frag from it so far. Sergey with the M4. They've lost map control here. The aggression hasn't worked. The default setups has yielded no fruit. Bomb still down in T-spawn. Lexi be with a chance here, but can't connect the bullets.
He's tapping. Rice knows exactly where they're inclined to play. Not even about baiting out utility because there just isn't any. No kits either, keep in mind. Smokes toward coffins now. As the Danes mount their attack. Firing through smokes even. Incendiaries to clear oranges 1 and 2. X7, he walks heavy on delicate ground, tries to play inside the smoke. It doesn't work. Glaive, he's able to run him over, follows that up. Once again, the site is open. Dupree will go for the plant.
4 versus 3. Zipex in a prime position for another kill as well. Absolutely nails it. It's looking likely to be 14-1 here. Katowice has had such a tremendous half. It doesn't get much better than this. He currently sits on 18 kills and 5 deaths, and Dupree, that is a bickering over the frags now. Who will get them? Absolute dominance there. Counter-strike perfection. This is why they're the best. ENCE, it looks like this could be the end. They've had an amazing journey here, but Astralis just too powerful. There will be a chance in the second half if they can pick up the pistol, but whether they can go further than that is yet to be seen. You'll have to find out after this break.
Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. Shooting through the clouds, I know it's alright. It's alright. Heavens are the limit now. Let's fly just one more night. One more night. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out.
ENCE may have touched eternal things on the hearts of humankind. No one can ever take this run away from them, but Astralis, they never let it in their minds. It's not even come into a shadow of doubt in this game. It's 14-1, and we've got maybe just 2 rounds away from them in a 3rd major championship.
Absolutely right. ENCE will do everything they can in this pistol, of course. They've got 5 sets of Kevlar, and they're going for the rush towards middle. It's Dupree that takes a bullet to the face, but he will survive as they continue to push towards the arch side. Dupree to play it as low. What is that shot? Unbelievably good, as Glaive will try and back them up. It's the advantage for Astralis, but can they hold on to it?
They're forward to the smoke, but they've lost the bomb. Glaive's great shot takes down Alexi, and they've got to turn back forward. He's well aware of the fact, and Zipex has already rotated in, so Ariel, he's fighting in very difficult circumstances. Fortunately, they cleared out Pit, and they have the backside of the site. On top of that, they've got the advantage. A comeback. They have to play it. They have to put everything into it. They've got to give themselves every chance and believe in every possibility. They'll corner off Zipix, but Katowice has gone around. He's got one down already. He's isolated Sergey, but the reload could cost him. Sergey holds on, and ENCE get their second.
Smiles on their face. They should enjoy every moment of this. 4 of these players in their first major and the grand final against the world's best. They've won the pistol. They'll bring out the AKs, but as I mentioned in the first half, on Inferno, the CT side's second round force fight is very viable. 5-7 CZs, a plethora of smokes and flashbangs as well. Astralis will try and end this early.
You've got lots of time to recover from that if it doesn't work out. Bomb down for the fact that they were holding it on the front man. They didn't want Alexi to run in around the corner and give up something quite so easily, but Dupree even still finds the first kill.
They've rushed middle again, by the way. They rushed middle on pistol. They've rushed middle in the second round. It's a 5 versus 3. Damage done to Alexi B. It looks like it's falling apart, but they start to save the day. Goes to the 2-on-2 now.
Good swing from Aerial down to just Zipix, but the 1-on-1. We know how good he is, but he has to reload, and there's not enough time for him to reset into his tactics. It's when he gets time to set up, that's when you know you're in trouble, but if you can pounce, he won't give that chance away. Unfortunately, they do lose all but one, but they stay alive.
Well, it's a full eco now for Astralis. Do ENCE just rush middle again? That one works out. It was a 5 versus 3 that's recovered. I love the fact they smile on their faces. Nothing to be ashamed of here. 1 HE, 1 Deagle. That's all Astralis will bring into round number 18. And they are sending heavy numbers towards middle again. It is Dupree waiting with the Deagle, but down he goes. He did get a headshot through the wall and take Alexi B down to 1 HP. That's incredibly unlucky. Rush middle again, it works 3 out of 3 times.
No fault there. If it ain't broken, I mean, what are the odds that they're going to do it a 3rd time as well, right? You can't really blame Astralis for assuming to stack the B site. Eventually, something's got to change. Double bluff. Either way, Alu's going to wait. See if he can build out the cash. See if he can get rolling on this T side. Maybe get the AWP out. Aegis will get yet more utility kills for Astralis. Just still getting back, trying to use the attack 10 at range. He's taking so too is Sergey. 4 players still up. I want to make sure Sergey he stays that way because they can't afford to lose any more of the AKs. Does bomb detonate? No, I think time's going to reset just barely. They almost lost 2 guns to the bomb at the end of that.
Well, this is where things might start to come to a close. Astralis with the AWP. The Orgs are out. No kids, however. I don't think ENCE will rush middle again. Now they've got 3 rounds in a row. Might be worth thinking about going back to the defaults and seeing what can be done here. Take it round by round. That's what they've done before. I mean, they recovered 15-8 against Liquid. This is a much taller order, but we'll see what can be done. Towards Banana they go. Mac 10 damage done, but Glaive with the M4. He'll get 2 and doesn't even want to fall back yet.
And it looked like he was going to get taken down on that because Zipix was caught with a nade out. Glaive was never spotted. Momentum shifts yet again. They've gone low. Both those players on B are low, but Device is rotating over as a result. He'll bring the op. And Alu's overextended. He's not aware that Device has come right back over on his side of the map. Boldly gets taken down. Aerial's the last alive. It looks like championship and major point of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice events. Going the way of Astralis. All they have to do is find 1 remaining player. Dupree does that.
1 more round will do it. It'll be a 3rd major trophy heading towards the cabinet of Astralis. That's such a dominant round as well. Glaive, he's not messing around. 2 kills of the M4, falls back, funnels him towards A. Bomb nowhere near planted. That's ENCE who have enough to buy into this round, but they'll get 4 AKs, 1 Deagle. Expensive rounds previous. And is this where it all ends? 1 more round will do it.
And if you doubted for a second that they weren't the greatest of all time before, what argument have you now? History is being written with every single event they attend. This is unexplored. No one's done what they have. Intel Extreme Masters, the Grand Slam last year. Back-to-back majors. Surely 2019 can't possibly be as good as 2018, but there's no signs of them slowing down. Not for Dupree either. He'll get two. And walk in the smoke, Glaive. He'll only punish one, but it's just aerial to find, and it's done! They had one goal. That's it. That's all they wanted. Back-to-back. And they've done it now. And the last to join the circle is Dupree. How much he had to give to be here. How much he had to give up. The loss of his father, no doubt he'll be smiling down on him now because he has broken all the records along with his team.
Absolutely stunning stuff there from Astralis. Perfection on Counter-Strike. Inferno is their map. They defined how it was played. No one can stop them. Just unbelievably good, time and time again.
And credit to ENCE, who did the unthinkable to take down world number 2. World number 3. Comebacks in all fashions. But you can't mess with greatness. You can't mess with history. And these guys are writing it in every event. Intel Extreme Masters, champions, majors, back-to-back. Astralis again in Katowice.
Astralis, they join an elite club, back-to-back majors, 3 in the cabinet. They don't lose a single map on the Spodek stage. Untouchable, undisputed. Astralis, your kings of Counter-Strike. Katowice, they've bared witness to the coronation. We here at the desk do too. Gentlemen, this is a run. This is a team everybody is setting their sights on. You stay on top long enough, you find the heroes becoming the villain, and my goodness, all have Astralis in their crosshair.
Look, the Astralis brand is winning. It's as simple as that. These guys have done it time and time again. They're proving yet again that they stay the best team in the world, that nobody can touch. The gap that they have set, the precedent that Astralis have put down for the rest of the Counter-Strike scene is immense, and I don't know if anybody can climb it.
No, they're the best team in Counter-Strike history, in my opinion. This is the most competitive era of Counter-Strike we've ever had. Dozens of teams paid to be pro full-time, analysts, coaches, sports psychologists. It doesn't matter. None of these teams can match Astralis. 12-0 in the playoffs in the last 2 majors.
Alex, every other team in the world goes to bed at night, and this is what they see. Astralis are their nightmare. Well, I'm scared.
It was Muhammad Ali who said, if you even dream of beating me, you better wake up and apologize. And I don't think Astralis are far from it. People are going to start having those dreams, and my goodness, I don't think we're going to see them realize who on earth takes a trophy away from them. Well, OJ, he's going to be talking to the victors now.
Thank you very much, Alex. It's an emotional stage right now, and with Dupree, who I can see has got tears in his eyes. Emotionally for you right now, you must be going through absolutely everything.
Yeah, it's very unreal. I came into this tournament with my father. Yeah, he passed away just before I got here, and his last wish was that I went here, and so I really want to dedicate this win to my father.
Mate, come on. It is a fitting stage here, what you have just achieved. Back-to-back champions, you and Astralis. How much did you want to do that? For all the reasons, for the team, for your father, for your family, how much did you want to win this back-to-back major?
I don't know, I mean, this was probably my biggest wish I've ever had, to make my father proud, my family, but also all of our fans and everyone in esports. Man, it's just unreal that we go and do this. This has been a dream and a goal for quite a long time, and now that we're back-to-back champions, it's just unreal. Thank you so much.
How long can you stay at the level you're at? Because you are untouchable.
I mean, the work ethic in Astralis and the way we function as a team, as persons, but also as players, the way our our team back home supports us the way like our physiotherapists and all that stuff helps us, and our nutritionists and everything. It just works well. So I want to give a huge shout out to our health team back home as well, and obviously to Kasper Witt, who is our sports director. So and obviously to all the lovely fans here that's supporting everyone, and the fact that we gave us such a great game was amazing. Thank you.
What's left to achieve?
I mean, we always want to win. That's always the goal. That's what we want to do, and we did it one more time here, and it's just amazing. So we're just going to keep grinding. We're not going to give up.
Listen, I appreciate you taking the time. I think no one begrudge you especially, but Astralis as well. Back-to-back major champions one more time. Everyone in the Spodek. It is Dupree and Astralis!
Incredible. Dupree, one of the many players who has set his life goals into the world of Counter-Strike, and you can see it coming into fruition. So much sacrificed in pursuit of glory, and glory they get once again. Astralis, they just look so comfortable under what should be the greatest pressure of their lives, of their careers. For some reason, there isn't an ounce of it. Smiles as they dismantle a team that has taken this world number 2, the world number 3. ENCE pushed all of those teams aside, and yet Astralis, they still look down and laugh.
I don't know who can challenge them anymore. This is just a, look, for some people it's a problem. For others, it's basking in the greatness, the glory of beautiful Counter-Strike, the fact that they can produce this time and time again. Na'Vi and Liquid were the two teams coming into this tournament who could be a threat. They were the two teams who we could take the fight. And ENCE, the underdog, ENCE, the team from nowhere, are the ones who rock up in the grand final. You can't say anything against them. They did what they needed. But Astralis, they just stand tall.
They've come close to breaking and setting records all over the shop, whether it's a map spree on Nuke, Inferno, whether it's trying to get 2 16-0s. Yes, that's a record that they're aiming for at this point in time. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, they're on pace to bring Inferno up to their Nuke streak at this point, and I mean, there's just no weaknesses when you look at these guys. They've put so much work into this game. They've defined this meta of Counter-Strike. They've shaped how every team approaches this game due to their hard work and just finding different ways to play.
ENCE, of course, moment to talk about our runners-up in this grand final here on Championship Sunday. They get their medal, and my goodness, that medal better be pride of placement, because of what they have achieved is not going to lose value by being unable to topple the infallible.
The expectations that they've exceeded to get to this point, the Counter-Strike that they played, ENCE have to be proud of their effort. You know, they're going to be disappointed in the moment, but they know that they've just brought Finnish Counter-Strike back towards the top, somewhere it hasn't been for years.
Big Clan, G2, Avangar, Liquid, Na'Vi, and they dropped 2 maps in all of those series. ENCE, their run not to be snubbed in any way, in any stretch of the imagination, and of course they'll all get their personal medals as well, something to take home. You can't all share the trophy, can't chop that one up. The IEM trophy, absolutely a prestigious award for what was an incredible performance from Astralis.
Look, Astralis only had 4 games go to double digits. They only lost 1 map, and that was to Renegades and Mirage in overtime. Nobody was close. Nobody was even, you know, sniffing them out.
It's actually incredible. It's incredible, the fact that they've done it 2 majors in a row, only dropping 1 map along the way. I mean, like you said, no one ever looked like they were going to contest Astralis in this playoff bracket. And you can't take anything away from ENCE's run. They beat some incredible teams, like you said, Alex, to get here.
Yeah, but this was a different kettle of fish. This is a different beast. The Great Danes, the triple-headed Danes, the Cerberus to the gates of Counter-Strike championships. It's just, you can't touch them. You can't access that level of success when Astralis still exists in this game. Dominance, and it keeps getting better. Their Counter-Strike, it's not like it's falling off. It's not like people are catching up. If anything, the gaps in the games, they're getting easier. Astralis, They start their 2019 with a huge result. 2019, Astralis are your champions, and they will be setting their sights on the rest of the year to do exactly the same. We've got to reflect upon this, not only their run, but of course this major as a whole. And a storyline that I'm sure will be attached to Katowice for a while now. We've had the fair share of teams come through. Fnatic forged somewhat of a dynasty in this very arena. Astralis have done the same. And ENCE, you're definitely going to be on the tip of those tongues. Audience came from around the world. We have had Australian. Personally, I've met people who've traveled from Australia, China, you name it, around the world. Every part of Europe, all gathering in the city of Katowice to celebrate Counter-Strike, to watch what Astralis can do, to see ENCE. And every single one of those ENCE jerseys sold out.
Yeah, I think when we look at this run from ENCE and we talk about, you know, if you haven't heard it, you haven't been listening to any of the desk segments, this has been the best format possible at a major.
Wow.
There's been the format with the best of threes as the gatekeeper. You're not getting through with any gimmicky wins this time round. And ENCE proved that they're not to be laughed at, they're not to be sneered at. They're a contender, and I hope that they can continue that kind of form as this year progresses, because we do need more names towards the top.
Yeah. We've seen hot favorites dismantled, even before the Legend stage. Names like Fnatic, NRG, who went completely seamlessly through the minor and yet couldn't get to the top 8. I mean, this conversation is intriguing. Renegade finding form. And what's more exciting, MIBR. There are teams now who have just formed in their fledgling stages, Sean, that could start setting their sights on.
I mean, the craziest thing is when you look at the depth of the scene, a team like Mousesports couldn't even make it to the challenger stage of this major. Like, that shows how deep the scene is, that 5 all-star players can't even make it to the top 24 teams.
Yeah.
There's so many teams that can play this game well. If Astralis wasn't in this scene, without a doubt, people would think this is the most competitive area of Counter-Strike. Just because Astralis is so good, people think that it's not.
Look at the semifinals. We had 2 teams, Na'Vi and MIBR, who put on some incredible shows. We got to see just a little glimmer. Na'Vi, for one thing, proved the whispers wrong. Don't forget, 3 weeks ago, Chad and Sean, we shared this desk and we were like, okay, so we're believing Zeus. This is the last major for Na'Vi. They came out and put on a show, as did Simple. There is definitely recipe for some competition for Astralis coming into 2019.
There's fight, right? And these players and teams are going to continue to get humbled by Astralis until eventually either the right roster clicks, the people get on the right page, they change the way they practice. Look, there's only so many hours in a day, and we've heard this time and time again from Astralis. They don't practice any more than anybody else. They're just more efficient with their time. And whatever that formula is, whatever that recipe is, I hope Zonic holds that close to his chest forever, because I love seeing a run of a team being this dominant, because I get to live and witness firsthand the greatest Counter-Strike team ever.
A game and its core that has existed for nearly 20 years has been refined. It took that long to see Counter-Strike at this level. Appreciate that for what it is. Yes, sure, ENCE, who did put on a fantastic show, could not topple or even make a dent, certainly in the second map. But Train, I mean, we saw glimmers. We know that this is going to be another team to watch out for on Astralis' road to glory.
Yeah, I mean, ENCE has proven they have a very deep map pool. They can take Astralis to the limits on Train. Sure, they require both pistols and a little bit of luck here and there.
You know, Zip next.
But they've shown that they can compete with the top teams in the world. We originally thought of them as a top 15 team. I think we have to consider them a top 5 team in the world after this major run.
We might have to change our tiers of teams. You know, we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. There's Astralis, and then everybody else.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That makes more sense. It really is just one man or one team versus the rest, and we're going to be continuing to see this unfold, of course, as the year does. But when we do kind of look back and you look at how Astralis' dominance started, it was touch and go. You know, leadership changes. They bring in a leader that has proven his worth. Glaive joins this roster, and then they go to new heights. They found Magis crying in a lobby in his North jersey, removed from a team. He now joins what is set to be the most historically dominant team in Counter-Strike history. This is a story in itself, and I'm not bored of it yet.
Look, yeah, me either. I think that a lot of people, you know, think it's boring because the grand final is over and done with. It's a quick, it's a, you know, a flash in the pan. But the thing is, if a team can do this consistently, Alex, someone has to stand up and stop them. They're not going to let anybody win.
Maybe one man who's going to be interested in playing a part in that stopping during this year is Alexi B. What a story it's been for him. He was one of my favorites on the stage, confidence from every pore, and now Alexi B is standing by to reflect upon his major run.
Alexia, from the European qualifiers back in December and 38 maps later, you are the second place in the majors. You must be feeling pretty good about that achievement.
Yeah, of course it sucks after the loss, since we could have won it all, you mean. But it has been an exhausting journey this far, and we're very proud that we are at least second.
And what happened on that stage today?
We had our moments on train. A few tough rounds we could have won, which that the map could have been closer, or we could have edged it. But they took it from the T side over, and then we played Inferno, and of course they just showed that they are the #1 team in the world.
Well, let's talk about you, Alexa. Just 21 years old and clearly one of the most promising IGLs in the game. How has this experience changed you?
Of course, this experience boosted my motivation a lot, and like trusting myself, trusting my calls, trusting my team, because we can do it against the #2 and #3 teams in the world, so it feels good.
And you have captured the hearts and minds of thousands of fans around the globe. Is there anything you would like to say to them one last time?
I want to thank everyone who cheered for us here. It was an amazing experiment.
And it's been an amazing experience getting to know you, Alexia, so congratulations, and let's head back to the desk.
Yes, indeed, an incredible journey, and you can see that Alexi B, we've been talking about his absence of emotions, even he is not impervious to a grand final in Counter-Strike at this very moment. We do have an opportunity now to take a look at some of the Counter-Strike we witnessed, so why don't we go ahead, kick back, relax, and check out the Mountain Dew AMP Game Fuel Power Play.
The Mountain Dew AMP Game Fuel Power Plays.
Now, we have talked, we have seen Astralis are the best team in the world. Now, I'm going to showcase a little bit of why it is Astralis is so good. The score is currently 6-0 in favor of Astralis. We're on Inferno. This is about to be the last chance for ENCE to do anything or get inside this game. If we play out the clip, we can see that ENCE is actually doing a good effort into this round. X7 is getting a double kill here towards Banana, and all of a sudden, this is a 4 versus 2 situation. Astralis are only 2 men down, or 2 men left, which should mean that this should be an ENCE round. But that's the thing with Astralis. Even though there are only 2 guys left, even though they're playing from behind, this is the best team in the world for a reason. Now, we get to see Siblings get the first kill right here, and we have currently a 3 versus 2 situation. So even though ENCE is doing everything they can in their power to win this round, it still gets down to the wire. It still gets down to a clutch situation. So what's going to happen in a second is that you can see Siblings is taking a little bit of an unorthodox position. He's making a play, and this is where I want to focus. These individual players from Astralis are so good and so skilled. Now, what's going to happen in a second is you can see a flash coming in from Alu that is going to go in here. Now, the instant reaction from Siblings is to drop down from here, hide behind the wall, or use the wall as a cover, and then fight Alu straight away to get that initial duel and get the advantage going into it. So that's what's going to transpire now. You can see the flash come in flying in a second. Siblings drops down using the wall as a cover, gets the frag, and then Dupree follows it up with a double kill. This is why you can't beat Astralis when they're on this level. Individually, they're just so much better than everyone else.
And that's just individually. That's one facet of the game. Thank you so much, Jacob. That was your Game Fuel Power Play. My God, that's just in displaying not only, of course, the incredible minds that are at play, but also the individual skill that backs it up. These guys are hitting shots so consistently. Yeah. You just, even if you think you've got them anti-stratted, Sean, I'm sure, you know, you got them anti-stratted. You'd solve that riddle. You'd have to still beat them as 5 players in the server.
Yeah, that's what makes them so unbeatable, is their individual skill is probably the highest in the scene, as well as their tactics. This would be their 11th tournament they've won since that desk that we sat at in DreamHack Marseille last April. 11 tournaments in less than a year. These guys hardly go to more than 1 tournament a month. They're not like the other teams in the scene. They don't like, you know, jam-packing their schedule full of tournaments. They've won pretty much all of them. There's only a couple that they haven't.
Well, with the Intel Grand Slam in their belt and just starting Season 2 of the Intel Grand Slam with a win at the Major, there's a lot of million-dollar conversations happening right now, and I think that format might be working for them.
Well, I think, you know, liking winning and liking money, it goes side by side. So if they can keep that ball rolling in that regard, that'd be fantastic. But some of the things that they do really well, especially on this Inferno game, is that their spacing is always on point. Everybody's awareness, you know, when a duel goes down, when a fight happens, they react. And you could see time and time again the utility that we elaborated on came into play on their T side. It's the CT side that it's known for, right? So much damage in Banana, making sure that they're getting stuck in the choke points. They had that double tactical nuke on the B bomb site where Glaive had both those kills come down over the wall. Everything they did in this Inferno game was perfection.
I mean, that's it. You end your grand final of the major with what our experts are calling perfection.